Yo, it's your boys back again with another one real quick. Give y'all a live update. Yo, it's your boy D's Media back again with another one. Gonna let a couple more people join. Um, a Chicago rapper that just lost his life. Pretty much, man, his moms came out and exposed his homies for backdooring them. And it's going viral right now on the internet. Um, I'm gonna let a couple more people join. What up, Chad W? Subscribe to the channel. What up, what up, what up? I hope y'all enjoyed my last live. But yeah, hold on, I'm about to show y'all right now. I'm about to read it to y'all. I'm just waiting on a couple more people to join. But yeah, man, it's your boy D's Media, man. We back with another one, man. But Chicago rapper, man, up and coming rapper, man, Lil Scom89. If y'all not familiar with him, y'all should definitely go check him out. You know, this dude was going viral and he was turning up in Chicago, something crazy. You know what I'm saying? Even my peoples in the city was messing with him. You know what I'm saying? He was turning up. What up, the car guy? Subscribe to the channel. But his mom's released a statement and she pretty much said that, I'm about to read it from y'all. She said, "Hey everyone, I'm Mama Scoom. All the laughing, all the jokes I accept because, hold on real quick. Hold on, it's a little bit blurry. Hold on real quick, I gotta go to the actual post. Y'all subscribe to the channel. This is Lil Scom mom, up and coming Chicago drill rapper, and she exposing his friends for backdooring them. And that's the reason he lost his life. She said, "Hey everyone, I'm Mama Scoom. All the laughing jokes I accept because me and my babies had talks about this. He wasn't afraid, but one thing for sure, baby called me and he said he wasn't feeling right. And 11 minutes later, he lost his life." So Lil Scoom89 called his mama and told him that something wasn't right and he wasn't feeling something right. And she said 11 minutes later, you know, unfortunately, you know, he met his demise, but that's sad, man. But that's the world we live in, man. But for all the people, man, wait for a couple more people to join. But yeah, man, Lil Scom mom, Chicago drill rapper, just came out, man, and she exposing his homies for backdooring them. But he was an up-and-coming rapper out of Chicago, man, was buzzing. If y'all ain't heard of him, his name is Lil Scom89, was an up-and-coming drill artist. You know, he was buzzing something crazy up north. But his mom is exposing his homies for backdooring them. And she pretty much saying that, she's standing on that his homies backdoored him. That's what she's standing on, And it's crazy because one thing up. But yeah, man, for the people that just tapping in, man, hold on, mama, scoot over this way, scoot over some. But yeah, for the people that just tapping in, man, Lil Scom89 mom exposes his friends for backdooring them. And that's crazy though, man, but that's the way these streets work. Ain't no loyalty out here. These dudes backdoor Lil Scom because he was buzzing, he was popping, he was the next up. That's why I try to tell these dudes, you think they're your friend, you think them dudes your homie, you think they'll ride for you. As soon as they get the opportunity, they'll backdoor you. They took that dude out because he had more fame, more success, and his life was headed to the right direction, man. And that's why they backdoored him. And it's sad, man, because Lil Scom was hanging around his own people, man, when he lost his life. His own friends backdoored him. His own homies backdoored him. Ain't that crazy? Your own friends and homies watch you grow up since a shorty, backdoor you. You know what I'm saying? That's why you gotta be careful who you hang with. You know? And this what his mama said. His mama came out and said that she talked to her son 10 minutes before, you know, they backdoored him and he kept saying something didn't feel right. You know what I'm saying? That's what his mama said. You know, it ain't his homies coming out and saying, his mama saying she talked to him 10, 11 minutes before he, you know, before that happened to him. His own mama is accusing his homies of backdooring him. That's why in a lot of these cities, man, you can't just be hanging in any and every hood. You can't. That's how you get backdoor. You know, this generation that made this backdoor junk cool. Now it's like these shorties be walking around and it's like they looking forward to backdooring somebody. And that's like some of the most conniving and sneakiest junk you can ever do. My personal opinion, like, I just feel like that backdoor wave in the streets, man, is slimy and snaky, man. You gotta be careful who you hang around. You know? You gotta be careful who you hanging around. You know? I watched at least 4 or 5 of his vlogs and he was in all different hoods in Chicago. You know how dangerous that is? I'm from Detroit and I know that's dangerous. Like, come on, you can't be hanging in everybody hood in Chicago. Like, come on. Then your homie, they just hit your homie up, you know, Lil Jeff, you know. They just hit him up, you know. So, bro, I don't see what you was still in Chicago for. You know? I pray for these shorties, man, because they lost in life. They waking up every day and they trying to slime out their homies and their friends. I never heard or never thought in a million years it would be cool to slime out your homie and backdoor your homie. I never thought I would ever see that in a million years, but we keep seeing it every day. Every day somebody's getting backdoored or getting took by their own homie. Like, I never in a million years would have thought that would have been cool. Like, never in a million years. Like, come on, man. That dude, Lil Scom, really had potential, man. He really was one of the up-and-coming artists out of Chicago. Like, him and Lil Jeff was, before they lost their life, man, him and Lil Jeff was about to get some deals. Like, for real. Like, them dudes, Lil Scom was buzzing all over. He was buzzing. He wasn't just buzzing in Chicago. He was buzzing all over. You know what I'm saying? That lets you know he was around the wrong dudes. If he called his mama and he warned his moms that, you know, he don't feel right, he feel like something going on, and then 10, 11 minutes later that happened, that means he realized he was around the wrong dudes. You know? That's what happened, man. You can't do that nowadays. You can't hang around any and everybody. Everybody don't got your best interests at heart. You can't hang around any or everybody. You just can't do it. You can't do it. That's how that dude lost his life. Just because he went around the wrong dudes and they backdoored him. That dude had so much potential in life, bro, and so much potential. But that man was going up, man. Like, everybody been listening to that man music. That man been going up. Lil Scom been going up. That's what happened. That's what happened. That's what happened when you want to be in 5, 6, 7 different hoods. That's what happened. Y'all subscribe to the channel. That's what happened, man. You want to be in 5, 6, 7 different hoods. You don't know who got your best interests at heart. You don't know who cool with your ops, who cool with your enemies, or nothing. Then on top of that, bro, you getting booked to go out of town. You getting features, all of that, bro. You ain't got no business being in the hood anyway, you know? But he obviously seen something, the fact that he called his moms, because his moms released a statement and said that she talked to him 10, 11 minutes prior to it happening, and he said something didn't feel right. So that means you must have seen or sensed something wasn't right. But that's what happened. And when you go into all these different hoods and you kicking it and you being over friendly, you can't do that. Especially in Chicago, because you don't know who you'll op. You don't know who will drop your location. You can't do that. And this generation, these youngsters that made it cool about this backdoor junk. They didn't made it cool. Lil Scom, you shouldn't have did that, bro. You should have stayed around your day one people. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously you went around somebody and they dropped your low. You know, and that's sad, man, because I was just listening to this dude like 4 or 5 days ago. I just was listening to him and Lil Jeff. Like, that's crazy. I just was listening to bruh. And then I was like, dang, Shorty lost his life. Like he about to get signed. He was about to get signed. Like, Lil Scoom89, man, that man has some real talent, man. If y'all go listen to him, man, y'all be like, man, that's crazy. He lost his life so young, man. He has some real potential. Like, Lil Scoom89 has some real potential. Him and Lil Jeff was about to get signed before they unfortunately came to their demise, you know. But that's why playing in them streets ain't no joke, man. Playing in them streets ain't no joke. I'm from Detroit. Playing in them streets ain't no joke. You can't be hanging around all them people, man. You just can't. We live in a generation to where, man, these youngsters, man, they slimy and snakes, man. And there's no way to other way to put it. These dudes nowadays is slimy and snakes. But I'm about to read y'all what his mom said. His mom just released a statement and she said, "Hey everyone, I'm Mama Scoom." This is his mom's. "All the laugh and jokes I can accept because me and my baby had talks about this. He wasn't afraid, but one thing for sure, baby called me before he left and said that something didn't feel right and people was acting weird. 11 minutes later, this happened. Everyone's not your friend. Everyone's not happy for you. I love you, son." That's what his mama said. His mama said that she talked to him 11 minutes and he said something ain't right. People acting weird. And 11 minutes later, that happened. That mean, bro, he was around the wrong people. He was one of the hottest rappers in Chicago. Like, he ain't had no business being around that. But when you in your own city, you gonna get the most hatred and the most envy you ever gonna receive. Gonna come from your own hood, your own family, your own friends, the own people you thought that was gonna be happy for you when you made it. It's not always that case. And we just seen another talented rapper, another young black man lose his life, you know, for ignorance. Like dude lost his life, but obviously he seen it coming. If he called his moms and told his moms like something don't feel right, they acting weird. Hold on, for the people that just joined, I'll read it one more time. Lil Scom, Chicago drill rapper, his mom's exposed that his friends backdoored him. She said, "Hey everyone, I'm Mama Scoom. All the laugh and jokes I can accept, but me and my baby had real talks about this. He wasn't afraid, but one thing for sure, my baby called me before he left. He said something ain't feel right and is acting weird. 11 minutes later, this happened. Everyone's not your friend. Everyone's not happy for you. Love you, son." This is his mom saying that. They backdoored him, man. He seen it. He sensed something wasn't going right. You don't make no call like that and call your moms and say something ain't right, they acting weird, and then 11 minutes later, that happened. He seen something that wasn't right. He was around the wrong people. And you one of the hottest unsigned artists in Chicago. You don't need to be around all of that. That's that jealous hatred and envy. It's one of the deadliest things out here, man, is hatred, jealousy, and envy, man, because it comes from so many ways, shapes, forms, colors, races, genders. It don't matter. It'll come from anybody. It'll come from your loved one. It'll come from your homie that you think your day one, man. They backdoored that, man. They backdoored that boy, man, because he had so much going on. But, I gotta be honest. When he be making this music, he be dissing people, he be dissing ops, he be taunting people. So I'm not gonna sit here and say he was perfect. But his whoever he was around, they dropped his low, man, and somebody pulled up and you know they did what they did to him, you know. And his mama is saying that. So I gotta agree with his mama. If his mama talked to him 10, 11 minutes before and she said he was warning her that something didn't feel right, that everybody talking like her exact words was, he said something don't feel right, the ends is acting weird around me. And then 11 minutes later that happened, they backdoored that man, and he seen it coming, you know. But I ain't gonna say he perfect, because if y'all go listen to Lil Scom89 music, he dissing, he taunting ops, he doing all of that. That's the life these shorties live, you know? That's the life these shorties live. And the first thing everybody did was ran to the internet, making a mockery of them and all of that. That's how this world is, you know? You know, a lot of people can't even mourn, and then you look on the internet and you see somebody talking. It just happened. You look up, it's already on the internet, you know? That's the way this world is, man. That's the way this world is, man. Man ain't been gone. Same day that man was gone, ops went on live taunting him and all of that. They don't take life serious. They think it's a joke. They think it's a game. That man called his mama and warned his mama that he sensed something went right and that they acting weird around him, and 11 minutes later, he lost his life. So obviously he was around people he thought was his homies. I keep telling you, man. I keep telling y'all shorties out here, man. Y'all keep thinking these people, y'all homies, y'all friends and all of that. Man, these dudes are backdoor you with the quickness. Like, ain't no loyalty no more in these streets, man. These dudes ain't got y'all best interests at heart. They just say that, man, because you got something that they can benefit off of. He was a big time rapper buzzing. Everybody want to be around him. Everybody calling him, pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up. He in all these different hood shooting vlogs and all of that. You can't do that in Chicago, man. That's dangerous. You don't know who your ops, homies, relatives, none of that. You can't do that in Chicago. Them dudes is really at war. You can't do that in Chicago. Like, that dude really lost his life, man, because of hatred and envy. But even though he was a drill rapper and he not perfect, he talk about some serious stuff too. He ain't perfect. I ain't gonna say that. He ain't perfect. But if he called and warned his moms, like his mom said, because this statement came out his mom's mom. His mom's ran to internet and said that she talked to her son 10 minutes before it happened, and he was warning her that something didn't feel right and that the people around him was acting suspicious. That means he seen something that didn't seem right. But he around his homies. He thinking he around the guys. And he not knowing the whole time whoever he around lining him up. And that's what happened. They lined him up. All the rappers from Chicago been coming out and saying, bro, they backdoor shorty. His mama said it. His mama said she talked to him 10 minutes before it happened, and he said something don't feel right, something ain't right. They acting weird around me. And 11 minutes later that happened. Come on, man, that man was around people he thought was his friend, and they lined him up. And that man was one of the hottest unsigned artists in Chicago. His name is Lil Scom89. Was one of the hottest unsigned artists in Chicago. And he just lost his best friend like a couple weeks ago. And his best friend was another up-and-coming artist that was going crazy. Both of these dudes was, a month ago, both of these dudes was the hottest artists. Both of them, they both lost their life. You get what I'm saying? But Lil Scom's situation was a little bit different from what his mom's is saying, you know? But him and Lil Jeff was some of the hottest artists in Chicago. That man lost his life. He should have learned from that. He should have seen his mans lose his life, Lil Jeff, and he should have got on out of Chicago, man, before it was too late. And you know that was a backdoor situation, because that's what all the rappers and that's what all the rappers and all the people were saying out of Chicago. Like, Lil Shorty was in too many hoods. Like, he was hanging out in 7, 8 different hoods, and like, you can't do that in Chicago. Like, that's dangerous in any city. Like, not even just Chicago. How you beefing with people and you going to you hanging out all over the city? Like people don't got friends, family, girlfriends, baby mamas, uncles, aunts, all of that. Like once you beefing and you warn, you gotta make sure you moving right. You was that's moving sloppy, man. That's sloppy. And it's sad that he lost his life, man, because he had a lot of potential, man. And it's crazy because I just was listening to him like 4, 5 days ago, and then I heard about this 2 days, yesterday ago. I heard of this, and I was like, dang. And then his mom's come out and released a statement like, oh, I talked to my son 10 minutes before, and he said that, you know, he didn't feel right, and they was acting weird around him. And then 11 minutes later, that happened. Come on, man. The people around him he trusted, they backdoored him, man. Y'all know that wave in Chicago. Come on, man. These shorties that made that, they done made that wave a hobby now. You got the youngsters waking up and they thinking it's cool to backdoor and slime out your own friend. Like, what type of world is this, man? Snake your homie out because he got something. Snake your homie out because he a little bit further in life than you. Snake him out. Like, come on, man. Like Lil Scom89 should have not been hanging out in that many different hoods in Chicago. Like, that's definitely a place where you don't want to do that. Is like they started that backdoor slime you out junk. They make it cool. Like, they got all these shorties around the world thinking it's cool to grow up with somebody, gain their trust, be loyal to them just to snake them out or backdoor them because they pipe look better than yours, they got more money than you, or whatever the case may be, man. That's not cool, man. That's not the way, man. That backdoor stuff is not cool, man, because we keep losing artists and talented people behind that junk. Like, look at the FBG Duck situation. We lost one of the legends out of Chicago because THF Teasy backdoored him over a situation with his baby moms years ago. He dropped his low and called O Block. You get what I'm saying? This backdoor wave is something serious. Look at Dolph. They seen Dolph chilling at the cookie place. They dropped his low. They pulled up. Like, come on, man. This backdoor junk is something serious, man. Come on, man. Y'all seen what happened to FBG Duck? That man was downtown shopping for his kid for his birthday, man. They backdoored him while he was in the clothing store. Y'all better stop acting like y'all don't know that wave in Chicago, man. Lil Scom was doing too much. Like, I looked at like 5, 6 of his vlogs, and he in 8, 9 different hoods. Like, you can't do that in Chicago. Like, and his mom's called it out. His mom's is calling his homies out. His moms is saying, they ain't your friends. Like, I talked to my son 10 minutes and he said, y'all was acting weird and he ain't feel right. And 11 minutes later, that happened. Come on, man. They backdoored Shorty. They backdoored him. They backdoored him. And the first thing people did was ran straight to the internet. They gloating. Come on, man. Come on, man. What type of world we live in, man, to where backdoor is cool? Y'all think it's cool to backdoor somebody. What type of world is this, man? A man called his moms to warn his moms that his own homies that he hanging with acting weird and something ain't right, and then 11 minutes later that happened. Come on, man. Y'all could put 2 and 2 together quick, man. Y'all know what happened to Shorty. His people snaked him out, man. His people snaked him out. That's sad, man. All that talent dude had. So you say what happened? A Chicago drill rapper named Lil Scom had lost his life several days ago. He was an up-and-coming artist that was buzzing, tapping in with different states, different rappers. He's buzzing, going crazy. His mom's exposed his homies for backdooring him and setting them up. She pretty much say that she talked to her son 11 minutes before, it happened, and she said that her son said that something went right and that the people around him was acting weird, and then that happened later, 11 minutes later. So his mom's is right now on the internet, and she calling his homies out. She saying the homies that he was around backdoored him, man, and that's sad, man. But I gotta be honest with you, if y'all go listen to his music, he is dissing people. He is talking about different hoods, so I ain't gonna sit here and say he no angel, but his homies snaked him. Or whoever he was around, whether they was his day one homies or whoever he was, the people around him snaked him out, and that's sad, man. They snaked one of the hottest unsigned artists out. They snaked dude out. And that's the generation we live in, to where They think it's cool. They think it's cool to backdoor somebody. That's where it's at. That's lit. That's popping. That's what these shorties is on nowadays. They on backdooring. I hear that every day. I hear that in music, all that. When did it ever become cool to snake out your homie? When did it ever become cool to your day one partner? Your day been around your mama, you been around his mama. He know your family, you know him. You snake that man out and get something done to him. What type of world is we living in? These kids got the streets all messed up. That's why I advise the people in the streets to leave the streets alone, man, because it's no future. It's filled with too many snakes. It's filled with the streets. It's filled with too many snakes. You got to worry about You got to worry about the people you beefing with. And now that they made this backdoor wave cool, now you got to worry about your own people getting down on you. Shorty should have left. Shorty should have left Chicago, man. He had too much to lose, man. He should have got out of Chicago, man, when he had the chance, man. And it's like another situation with Duck, man. You know, backdoor, that backdoor wave. Like same thing Teasy did to Duck. Dropped his low, that backdoor. You know, only thing with Lil Scom is he hang around people he think he cool with. Come on, man, they backdoored that man. And his own mama had to run to the internet and say, oh, I talked to my son 11 minutes before it happened. He was telling me his son didn't feel right. He said that they acting weird. Come on, man. Come on, man. He seen that coming. Come on, man. Come on, man. Dude, they crazy. He shouldn't have put himself in that situation, man. Dude shouldn't have put himself around them dudes. You gotta stick with your day one people, man. You gotta stick with the people that genuinely love you and really care for you, man, if you're gonna be in the streets, man. Especially if you're gonna be warring and be going at people, you need to stick with the people that you honestly know got your love and your best interest at heart. Because all these new friends and new people trying to come around and kick it and all of that, man, them dudes ain't got your best interests at heart. And we keep seeing it because we keep losing rappers to this backdoor wave. This backdoor wave just keep taking so many great young black men, this backdoor wave. Like I never imagined in a million years ever snaking out a friend, a family, somebody I care about or none of that. But these shorties out here that made this backdoor wave, and I gotta give Chicago their credit because they the ones that did it. Let's give Chicago a round of applause because Chicago started that back wave jump. Now these shorties out here thinking it's cool to set your mans up, backdoor your mans. Oh man, y'all better leave these streets alone for you be a next example. Shorties are snaking stuff out. For what? For what? You gonna snake your mans out? For money? For fame? Dude called his mom because he knew something was wrong. You don't call your moms and say, oh, something don't feel right, they acting weird, and then 11, 10 minutes later that happened. Come on, man, y'all heard what his mom said. Hold on, let me read it one more time for y'all that just tapping in. Y'all subscribe to the channel. Up-and-coming drill rapper from Chicago, his mom's released a statement. He just passed and lost his life 2 days ago, and she exposing his friends for backdooring him. She said, hey, everyone, I'm Mama Scoom. All laughing jokes I can accept. I told y'all they trying to clown him on the internet. Because me and my baby had talks about this. He wasn't afraid. But one thing for sure, my baby called me, and he told me he ain't feel right, and people around him is acting weird. 11 minutes later, this happened. Everyone's not happy for you. Everyone's not your friend. I love you, son. That's what his mama said. That's what his mama said. He called his mama 11 minutes before that happened and let him know the people around him was acting weird. That lets you know, man, somebody around him backdoored him. But he obviously felt comfortable around him because he was around him. But in Chicago, you can't do that. They really gang bang heavy in Chicago. You can't just be hanging around any and everybody in Chicago. You can't really do that, period. Especially when you warn and you going at people and you dissing people and all of that. You can't get caught lacking. But the fact that he was around his own homies and his homies did that, man, that's crazy. And his mama's calling his homies out. His own mama calling his friends out. That ain't his friends, that's his mama calling his friends out. His mama said, I talked to my baby, and my baby told me he wasn't feeling right, and people was acting weird, and he lost. That's what she gonna have in her mind for the rest of her life. She ain't gonna let none of his friends come to the funeral, probably none of that, because you don't know. You don't know who really did it. But she know it was some of his friends he was around. Come on, man. If I was her, I wouldn't let none of them come to the funeral. If I was her, I wouldn't let none of them come to the funeral. She'll be a fool to let any of them come. Ain't no way y'all did that to my baby and y'all think y'all about to come to his funeral. Y'all crazy. Well, man, that man should have left Chicago, man. That man going to Philly, Cali, all over. That man got song with Philly artists, people from California, all over. He doing interviews, traveling all over, man. That's sad, man. That's sad, man. But that's what come with the streets. You know, he knew what he signed up for. He dissing. He know what comes with it. But the fact of the point is that if he around his homies and his homies backdoored him, man, that's crazy. The people you think, the people you don't be worrying about be the ones that come and get you. Backdoor that man. That man mama putting his plans on blast. She ran straight to the internet and exposed his homies. Ran straight to the internet and exposed his homies. Y'all the backdoor my baby. That's the first. She said I talked to my baby 11 minutes before he you know, and he said something y'all wasn't feeling, like he wasn't feeling right, and y'all was acting weird. And you see what happened. The man had enough common sense to call his mama, but man, he shouldn't have put himself in that environment, man. But that's how them dudes is in Chicago. We see it every day. We see people online getting stuff took from them, backdoor, pipes took, all of that. That's the movement. That's the era we live in. These shorties are snakes and slimes. You see, everybody want to be slime. You see everybody saying, I'm slimy, I'm snakes. Okay. It's only so many times. Somebody tell me they're slime, they're snake. Hey, I'm going to take you up on that offer. I'm going to believe what you say. You walk around talking about you slimy, you sleazy, you all of that. I'm going to take you up on your word. Come on, man. We just lost an up-and-coming artist, man. A young black brother, man. Mama's sitting there crying, man, hurt right now. Because her son has so much potential. You know, he was the one that was about to change her life, man. But that's the streets. That's the life of the streets. Ain't no guaranteed you're going to make it. Only thing guaranteed there is you're going to have some headaches, some pain. You're going to get locked up. You might see the graveyard. And at the end, you're going to wish you didn't do it all. That's the only thing guaranteed with the streets. For the love of money, they slimes. You right about that, Rico King. They slime me out here for the love of money. Slime that dude out, his own friends. And this is mama saying that. His mama came out and said that I talked to my son 10 minutes before it happened, and he said that y'all was acting weird, you know, and something didn't feel right. Come on, man. He seen it. Come on, man. He seen it. He's seen it. Hey, S, if it's positive, I read it. If it's negative, no, I don't. Say you miss your RG3 jersey. Yeah, it's a throwback. But yeah. You funny. But yeah, man, that's sad, man. They backdoored that man, dog. That's crazy, man. These shorties that made that a trend, man. They done made that a trend, backdooring their own homies. When did it ever become cool, man, to kick it with somebody, gain their trust, their loyalty, be around this man forever, man, and backdoor that man? When did that ever become cool? When did that ever become cool? These dudes be walking around talking about, oh, if my cousin in the other gang, he gonna get it too. Or if my family with the others, with the ops, he get it too. Like, dude, like, you'll get out on your own family for this, for that cause? How many times y'all done heard dudes say they'll snake out their family if they with the ops? Like, come on, man. Dudes that get out on their own family for the. That's crazy, man. That's the world we live in. These dudes that slime out their own people. These dudes that slime out their own people. Slime out their own people. Own friends and family and loved ones. You will slime them out. That man mama calling all his friends out. I bet you they ain't coming to the funeral. I can guarantee you that. That man mama said, y'all snaked my son. Now, I talked to my son 10 minutes before it happened. And he said, y'all wasn't acting right. Something didn't feel right. Y'all acting weird around him. And exactly that's what happened. Dude knew what was up. He knew what was up. And that's sad, man. Hey, Backdoor, one of the hottest artists in Chicago, man, that was about to get signed, man, about to change his family life. But he knew what came with the streets, though. I can't sit here and act like he was no angel. You know, he was beefing. He was in the streets heavy. If y'all go listen to Lil Scom89 music right now, he beefing, he taunting ops, you know. So, you know, that's part of the streets. But it's just crazy that, you know, that his friends backdoored him or people he was around did it, you know. They dropped the low and somebody pulled up and, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. That's this generation. Y'all better leave them streets alone. Y'all better stick with family and close friends. I'm trying to tell you, all that trying to overkick it and hang out in different hoods, and that's what everybody in Chicago been saying on the internet. Dude was too friendly. He was hanging out in too many different hoods. Can't do that in Chicago. Everybody in Chicago keeps saying the same thing. Dude was over friendly. Dude was hanging in too many hoods. Can't do that in Chicago. You can't play like that. You can't play blocks like that in Chicago. Like, you don't know who friends to who. You don't know who what. Like, Chicago is like that. Like, I got family there. Like, Chicago is like that. Like, for real. It's really like that. Like, you can't just be hanging around any and everybody doing vlogs and all that. Y'all go look at Lil Scom vlogs right now. That man in 7, 8 different hoods. Like, come on, you left that door open for somebody to backdoor you, bro. And that's what happened. But it's sad that his mom just calling his friends out because he called and warned her, like, yo, the people I'm around, like, something ain't right. And he seen it before it happened, you know, and that's sad. His own friends. Probably came and picked him up from his Baba house, all of that. Ride with him, kicking with him, parlaying, you know, indulging in certain things, and his own people took him out. Ain't that crazy? Your own people. His own people backdoored him. His own people. Imagine that, your own friends, like your own friends snake you out. People come and get you from your mama house, then you introduced to your moms, all of that. They snake you out. That's how the streets work, man. So I'm glad I left the streets alone. I wasn't in the streets when they had this backdoor wave going. I'm glad I got out the streets. I'm glad I got out the streets. I'm glad I'm not in the streets during this time, because this backdoor wave is something serious. You know, people backdooring and getting it, they just dropping lows like it's left and right, like it's nothing. You see what happened to Duck downtown shopping for his kids for his birthday. Somebody see him to have problems with him, dropped his low. That's the way this world works. They done made this backdoor junk cool. Like, they shorties was dropping low left and right. Like, you could be on their list and they see you, oh, they gonna call another hood and all of that and get you out of here. That's the move now. This backdoor wave. Shorties ain't no loyalty to these streets though, bro. These dudes ain't got no future, no nothing. Little dudes will backdoor you because your pipe look better than theirs. They'll backdoor you because you got more money than them. They'll snake you out and try to take something from you, all of that. Why do you think Keith left Chicago? Keith left his own hood for the same exact reason. Chief Keef left his own hood for the same exact reason, because he know dudes is slimy and snakes, man. Them dudes in Iraq, man, I gotta give it to them, man. Iraq started that backdoor trend, man. You better be careful. You better stay in your own section around your own people. All that trying to over kick it and parlay and be all over, I wouldn't be doing all of that. Yeah, you right about that, Jonah Cole. Say you gotta be an animal out here. Yeah, you ain't got no choice. You gotta be smart too. You can't just be over kicking and hanging with people, because as you can see, that just cost him his life. He hanging around his own people. They probably scooped him from the crib. He probably met up with them or whatever. They indulging what they doing, chilling, whatever. Come on, man. It only take one person to spot you. Ain't no telling who was around. Obviously, somebody seen him. But the fact that he called his mom and warned his mom, that let you know he seen something that wasn't right, man. And he called it out, man, because when he warned his mom, it came true 11 minutes later. He warned his mom, and he really must have seen it. He said his own mom's jumped the internet. He ain't been gone 2-3 days. His mom's went to the internet and said, oh, his friends did backdoored him and did that. He called me and warned me 10, 11 minutes before it happened. And he told me, oh, something don't feel right. They acting weird. And then that happened. Come on, man. That's his own homies. He ain't about to be hanging around no ops. He hanging around his homies. Come on, man. His own homies did that to him, man. But like I say, y'all go watch Lil Scom, his vlogs and all of that. He hanging in 5, 6, 7 different hoods. You can't do that. You can't do that in this generation, man, and be going to war. You can't do that. These dudes is dropping lows left and right. You can't be hanging in different hoods and you be beefing. You never know who kin to who. Who baby moms just seen you, never know who. Somebody spotted you. Somebody seen you, man, and they took advantage of it. Because you a big time rapper. You buzzing, you got the name. You ain't even supposed to be in Iraq right now. You know, that cost you, man. You shouldn't even been in Chicago, man. And I ain't even from Chicago, and I know, man, I would never have no buzz and no name and be playing in Chicago. I wouldn't be playing like that in Detroit. But, like I say, these shorties that made it cool, this backdoor wave, you know what I'm saying? And I just say, man, stay out their way, man. Stay out their way, man, because they ain't got no type of loyalty, no type of trust, no type of nothing now. It's like, it's a dog eat dog, bro. You got it and I want it, I'm setting you up. That's like how it is. I spot them, I'm get like that. That's what it is. It ain't about no money, no. It ain't about making no money no more when you leave out the house or nothing. These shorties is on straight catching stripes. They don't leave the house and worry about making no bank rolls, no none of that. They ain't worried about the future or none of that. These dudes is worried about sliming and snaking people out. I done had a couple opportunities to go to O Block and this to do interviews. Nah, bro, you gotta meet me. If I do anything, you gotta meet me downtown and nah. Cause you never know now. These youngsters, you never know. You never know nowadays, man. These shorties, man, be off they tweaking something to the max. You know what I'm saying? They tweaking to the max. They snaking their own friends and family out. You introduce a dude to your mama, he done met your kids, your baby moms, all of that. Meanwhile, he got intentions on snaking you out, setting you up. That's his whole intentions, is to snake you out. Man, these dudes is cutthroat, man. These dudes is cutthroat, man. And that man mom's called it out. His man mom's run straight to the internet. A day or two after he passed, she ran straight to the internet. She ran straight to the internet. She seen it coming. She ran straight to the internet. He warned her. I can guarantee you she ain't about to let none of his homies attend his funeral. I can guarantee you. They about to be family only. And can you blame her? Can you blame his moms? Whether if you was the one that did it or not or whatever, was it with him or not, can you blame her? I wouldn't blame her. I'd be like, I understand where you're coming from. I understand. I'm gonna send some flowers or whatever. I understand. I understand where you coming from. Ain't no way I could understand his mom's having just a family only funeral, closed off. I could understand that right now. If he was hanging around his homies and people he thought he was cool with and they snaked him out and he called you and warned you before it happened, I could understand you not wanting none of his friends there. I can understand you saying only family can come to the funeral. I can completely understand that. I wouldn't blame you at all. I think that's a smart idea, actually, if that was your mindset. Because ain't no way somebody my son gonna call and warn me he around people he think is his homies, and then y'all think y'all gonna come and smile in my face and, oh, I'm sorry for your loss, and pat me on the back and wipe my tears away and all of that. No. You ain't I completely understand his mom's pain right now, because she going through it. I can completely understand his mom's pain right now. His own homies. That's how these dudes is. That's how these dudes is. No type of loyalty, no nothing. Wake up every day and just want to just be slimy and be greasy and just be a snake, a conniving snake, like just slime ball, like. And these shorties and these dudes be rapping about it and all that. I took this, I slimed him out, I got his watch, I did this, like just straight slimy and greasy. Just wake up and want to be a slime ball. That's why I don't understand these dudes be talking about, I'm big slime, I'm slime, I'm slime, I'm slime. Ain't no way you gonna hang around me and your nickname is Big Slime or Lil Slime or J Slime or B Slime. Ain't no way. You already telling me you a snake. Ain't no way. Your name Too Savage or something like that, or D Savage, or nah, homie. You already telling me what you is. Hey, Shorty shouldn't have been playing all them hoods, man. That's sad, but he should already know what come with that gangbanging life, especially in Chicago. Because Chicago definitely is one of the cities that's up there that's not playing. You know what I'm saying? They up there with Cali and St. Louis and Alabama right now, and Jacksonville and New York and Detroit, and I think I said Philadelphia already. You know, it's a lot of places going down right now, man. These shorties is turning it out, man. They with this slime ball, greasy type stuff, man. So all y'all shorties out there that's in them streets, man, I just advise y'all be careful, man, because we in a generation, man, to where these dudes don't got no type of integrity, no honor, no passion in their heart, it's no nothing. They straight slimy and snakes. Your own homies. I never thought that we'd be in a generation to where your own homies are backdoor you. Here, hold on, y'all. For the people that just tapping in, let me read y'all what his mom said. His mom's made this statement to the internet a couple days ago. Her son only been gone not even 2-3 days, and she went to the internet and said this. She said, hey everyone, I'm Mama Scoom. All the laughing jokes I could take, because me and my baby had talks about this. He wasn't afraid, but one thing for sure, my baby called me and he said he ain't feel right and Ian's is acting weird. 11 minutes later, this happened. Everyone's not your friend. Everyone's not happy for you. I love you, son, with a crying emoji. So if his mama seen it, and his mama, I said seen it. If his mama got that call and he called her and told her that, and that happened, that clearly let you know whoever he was around, which would have been clearly been somebody he trusted, his homies or whoever, because you're not just gonna go around no ops, you know what I'm saying? But that was a backdoor, man. But that trend is I can't say I'm shocked, man, because that's what these shorties is on nowadays. That's what they own. They own backdooring. They own taking pipes. You know, that's what they own. It's no loyalty no more in these streets, man. It's no loyalty. It's no character. It's no nothing. It's no nothing. And I'm not gonna say Lil Scom perfect, because if you go listen to it, Lil Scom89, if you go listen to his music, an up and coming artist out of Chicago, his music ain't fire. Uh, you know, he talk about ops and all types of stuff. He, taunt people and all. So he got what come what he was looking for in the streets. But the point that I'm trying to make is the fact that he was around his friends and he called and warned his moms. That lets you know, man, his own homies did that to him, man. And that's crazy when you in the streets and you warn and you going at it, and you gotta watch your friends now more than you gotta watch the ops. And that's a dirty game to be in. Where you gotta watch your friends and you gotta watch the other people. That's a dangerous game to be in. That sounds like a lose-lose. You gotta worry about your homies and you gotta worry about the ops. That sounds like a game I don't wanna be in. That sounds like a game I don't wanna be in. Everybody subscribe to the channel. That sounds like a game I don't wanna be in. You gotta worry about your homies, then you gotta worry about the ops. No, I don't wanna be in that game. You keep that game. You keep that game. That ain't no game I want to be no part of. Your own homies backdooring you and getting down on you. I don't want no part of that game. I don't want no part of that game. That's crazy. That man called his mama to warn his mama that the people he kicking it with plotting on him and setting him up, and 11 minutes later, it really happened. One of the hottest up and coming artists that was in Chicago up until this point. I'm pretty sure he had labels hitting him up and all, because Shorty was buzzing. Shorty was doing millions of views on YouTube and all. He was buzzing. Like, I'm pretty sure a lot of people know who he is. Like, he was buzzing. Lil Scom89, like, he was buzzing. Like, he was doing his thing. Like, and that's the sad part about it, because he lost his life, man, too soon, man. And I felt like before the end of the year, he was about to get signed. Him and Lil Jeff, I felt like they was about to get signed. And it's crazy. Two best friends lost their lives weeks apart. That's crazy. That's the crazy part, but that's how the streets work. Two best friends that had two bright futures in the music industry just lost their life weeks apart. Ain't no future in these streets, y'all. Ain't no future in these streets. I'm going to say it again. Two shorties that was on potential of signing multi-million-dollar deals with record labels just lost their lives weeks apart in Chicago. Lil Jeff and Lil Scoom89, y'all can go look them up. They got doing millions of views on YouTube. Like, if y'all go look it up, they trending. And that's sad that they lost their two best friends, lost their life weeks apart. And they was, I bet my last dollar on it that they was gonna get signed before the end of the year, because both of them was on fire. They was doing their thing in the rack. I gotta give them their credit. They was doing their thing, But Lil Scom put himself in a bad situation. He was around some people that he probably thought he could trust, and and their intentions wasn't good, And the fact that he called his mom to warn his moms, that let me know that he knew that their intentions wasn't good, and he called it out. Because 11 minutes later, from what his moms was saying, the unfortunate happened, and I can't say, when you in that lifestyle and you putting that type of stuff out there, that's not gonna happen to you. But the fact that it be your own homies now, that should make people look twice at definitely joining the streets now. If you in the streets and you got to worry about your own homies and you got to worry about enemies, that's something you might really want to sit back and reconsider, because that's a dangerous game to be in. Your own homies will snake you out, and you got to worry about the other people that want to get you for other reasons. Like, that's crazy. Like that's crazy, man. That's the world we live in, man. That's the world we live in, man. We live in a backdoor. A backdoor generation, man, to where these shorties think it's cool, man, to backdoor your own homies. Grand, all right, shout out to Grand from Atlanta. Shout out to Dub2J. Shout out to Daler. Shout out to X4, X, Trey Me. Shout out to KJ USA. Shout out to, what is that? Cobley. Shout out to Billy. Shout out to Mama K. Shout out to Mama K again. Shout out to Chester Scott. Shout out to Rico King. But yeah, man, that's crazy, man. But y'all go check his music out, man. Lil Scom89, man, was an up-and-coming drill artist out of Chicago, man. Just got backdoored by his own peoples, man. Well, it said his own homies. And, you know, his mama ran to the internet and exposed that, you know, she talked to her son 11 minutes before it happened. And, you know, if he called his mom's, man, then I'll let you know, man, he seen something that went right. And, you know, he put himself in a situation that, you know, it cost him his life. And that's in the streets one thing that you gotta try your hardest to eliminate. You gotta try to eliminate the mix-ups, the mistakes, and because when you warn and you beefing, everything gotta be precise, calculated, and everything. And Lil Scom wasn't moving right. Like, you can't be playing all them blocks and all them hoods. Like, you got everybody in Chicago coming out and saying, I knew eventually that was gonna happen because Shorty was in too many different hoods hanging around. Like, you can't do that, especially in Chicago, like, where they started the backdoor wave. Like, they snaking people out left and right every day. Every day you hear about a case on the internet of somebody getting slimed out and getting backdoored in Chicago. Like, that's the snake. I mean, that's the wave, man. You know, that's the wave nowadays, man. That's the wave. That's what they own. That's what these shorties is on. They own this backdoor wave. You know, they own it. Everything is about backdooring something. Everything's about backdooring something. Everybody, all these shorties want to be slimy and be snakes. Where in a million years was it ever cool to be a slime and be a snake? And these kids is running with it. Everybody want to put on a shiesty mask. Everybody want to put on a shiesty mask and be slimy. What that's gonna get you out of life? You snake your friends out. Who gonna kick it with you? Who gonna want to mess with you if you sliming your friends out? Ain't nobody gonna want to mess with you. You sliming your own people out. Better get out them streets. That's a dangerous game to have to deal with. You gotta worry about the ops, and you gotta worry about your own homies. That's a dangerous game to be in, my boy, or ladies, or however, because you got some ladies, they want to gang bang, they want to be in the streets heavy too. So, you know, that's why a lot of these ladies keep getting involved in certain things, you know, because these ladies want, it's not just the dudes, these ladies want to be in the streets too, you know. These ladies want to backdoor people, these ladies want to be drivers, these ladies, okay. Everybody think it's cool to backdoor and slime somebody. They ran to the internet and was gloating. Oh yeah, Shorty got, yeah, this happened to Shorty, Shorty this. They just laughing and gloating, cracking jokes, all that. You know, meanwhile, his mom's is hurt right now because she like, dang, like, I don't know which one of his friends to trust now at this point. Like, I don't know. He called me and told me, you know, his own friends acting weird and something ain't right. And then that happened. If his mom's got the right not to trust none of his friends. I wouldn't. KJ USA County. Yeah, I mean, like, I agree with his mom. Like, I can see why she wouldn't trust nobody. She got the right not to trust nobody. And I wouldn't blame her at all. Your son call you. Y'all just put yourself in that picture. Your son call you, he hanging around his friends and tell you something don't feel right, they acting weird, and then you get another call that unfortunately that happened. You know? You wouldn't want to trust none of his friends. I wouldn't. I wouldn't trust none of his friends because none of them come around me. Ain't no hugging me, calling me dad or you this or mama and giving me hugs and I'm sorry for your loss. And meanwhile, the whole time you done backdoor placed the call for somebody to pull up and do, and you know what I'm saying? Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Dudes are slime balls, man. These dudes nowadays are slime balls, man. They're slime balls. And it's cool. Everybody think it's cool. It's so cool to be backdoor. Everybody think it's cool. Everybody think it's cool. Everybody think it's so cool to be so slimy and so snake. That man mama hurt right now. I can only imagine. That man mama ain't trusting none of his friends, homies, none of that. I can guarantee you. I can guarantee you right now his mama ain't trusting none of his people. Man, people some snakes, slimes. But, you know, that's the generation we live in, man. That's why I don't mess around in the streets no more, man. Ain't no loyalty no more in these streets. Ain't no loyalty. People ain't your homie, they ain't your friends. You show them too much, they gonna want to take it. You know, it ain't worth it. I advise anybody in the streets, you better stay in your section and stay around your people and your close friends. Cause you nowadays, man, you gotta be careful. These dudes they don't value their own self, they don't value the next person, so I just advise you be careful. These dudes is rats, they slimes, and they snakes. You better be careful in these streets. That's my advice to anybody out there. Y'all better be careful in these streets. These dudes are slimy and snake. These dudes are slimy and snakes. Yeah. You know, that's why I push for anybody to leave the streets, man, before it's too late. Before your moms get that call too, that your own homies then backdoored you and set you up. For your moms get that call that your own homies then set you up. Leave them streets alone, man. They don't value nothing, man, in these streets no more, man. Who can you call your friend if your homies have set you up and you gotta worry about them people? Who can you call your friend? Who can you trust? Why it ain't worth it? Who can you trust, man? That man called his mama and warned his mama 10 minutes before it happened and told his mama that his friends was acting weird and acting phony. You know what I'm saying? And his mom's ran to the internet 2 days after, you know, it happened and said, you know, like, don't trust nobody around you. You know, everybody jealous of you. And it's right, rightfully so. He was an up-and-coming artist, buzzing something crazy. But when you trying to gang bang, and people don't care because you know famous rapper. Like you sitting there, you gang banging on, like, nah, people don't care because you know rapper. You don't get no pass because you know rapper. Them ops get a wind of where you at, they gonna come do what they do, you know? Then you a big time rapper too, so it's like, you know, in Chicago, you a popping rapper, you know? You know, why wouldn't they come get you? They know, hey man, y'all can keep playing, you know, y'all can keep thinking that it's cool to all that sliding and gliding and all of that, okay? All right, y'all better wake up. These These dudes is setting their homies up and telling. That's what I say, man. These ain't no loyalty in these streets no more, man. Dudes are slime balls, man. Slime balls and snakes. Slime balls and snakes. That man called his mama and warned his mama that the people he was around, man, was acting weird. And look what happened to him. See what I'm saying? Then look what happened to him. No, man. Can't trust these dudes. Can't trust these dudes, man. Dudes are slimes and snakes. The man was around somebody he trusted, and their whole intention was to slime him out. Probably pick dude up from his crib and all, just to slime him out. Ride with him in the car, indulging in certain things, just to slime him out. Just to slime him out. That's their whole intention, was to slime him out. But Shorty's so young, he don't really understand that he beefing, and you can't be playing these different hoods like that. Because if he did know the severity of it, he wouldn't even been playing with the streets like that. Then on top of that, you got a rising rap career, so you already got a lot to lose, you know what I'm saying? Like, but playing in them streets ain't where it's at. Like, it ain't no joke out here. Like, this ain't no, you get another life and, you know, if you don't like this one, you get to switch it. No, man, you better make the best out of this one. And a lot of these shorties ain't making the best out of it, man. They can't see past they four little corners or section or whatever, man. You know, but I just advise you, watch who you have around you, man. Watch who you show what you really got. You know, it's no different from somebody seeing what's in your house and coming in, you know, and right after you leave, they come in your house. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's the type of people that you gotta watch around you. I can't tell you how many times I done seen growing up in Detroit where you had somebody in your crib and then you come back and a whole bunch of stuff is missing. You get what I'm saying? Shout out to Brett from the UK. Subscribe to the channel. Yeah, you're right. People forget what respect is. You're right about that, KJ. A lot of people forget about what respect is. Shout out to Q and J. You know. But, you know, he had a good future, man. You know, and that's the part that's sad. But the realistic of life is Shorty was in them streets. You know, whether if I look at him like a rapper or he had a good career ahead of him or not, he was in them streets heavy. And what come with being in them streets heavy is what we just witnessed and just seen was him, unfortunately, you know, that happening. But like I say, that's what come with them streets. And if you want to play in them streets and be in them streets, that's just what you're going to get, you know? That's what you're going to see coming, you know? And there's no need to sugarcoat it or, you know, to try to, you know, shoo around it. You know, if you play in them streets, something like this can happen. You know, you put yourself around the wrong people that don't got good intentions for you, you know, they could set you up. You know, like if you messing with people that don't got good intentions at heart, man, they could do that to you. They could backdoor you. Can't play in them streets like that. The streets ain't for the weak or the dumb. You gotta be calculated. You gotta be all of that. Lil Scom be playing in too many hoods. Like, I seen his vlogs and stuff. Like, when I first started listening to him, I'm like, dang, hey man, oh, in this hood, you in that hood, you in this hood, you in that hood. That ultimately was the reason he lost his life. Even FBG Duck brother came on and said the same thing. Like, bro, you was hanging in 5, 6 different hoods. Like, you can't be doing that in Chicago. Like, you gotta stick with, you know, you gotta stick with your hood. You gotta stick with who you came up with. Like, You can't just be overextending yourself, especially in Chicago. Shout out to Larry Gray. Shout out to Billy. Shout out to Platinum C's. Shout out to Trendy and KWA. Shout out to, what is that? Michelle. Shout out to Kevin Johnson. Shout out to Curtis. Shout out to Shaw Bully. Shout out to Shaw Bully. Even with the negative stuff, shout out to Shaw Bully. But yeah, man, I just pray, man, you know, that these shorties wake up. You know, it's all fun and game and it's entertainment, man. But like I say, a lot of these shorties out here playing in these streets is really losing their life, man. And a lot of good potential rappers and a lot of people that can really make good situations out of what they got going on to change the dynamic of their family and what they got going on, man. You know, they be playing. Shout out to Kai. Shout out to Sergio. But yeah, man, and I just feel like, man, I just don't see why people want to play with their life like that in them streets, man. I just don't. But I'm going to say you like this, at a point in time, I was confused like that too. But I wasn't in the streets during this backdoor era. When I was in the streets, that backdoor and that slimy junk, man, that junk could get something real, something, you know? But I wasn't in the streets during this era, you know? The 2000s, the late 2000s and 20s and all of that. I wasn't in the streets during then because by then I already realized what it was. Once I start seeing shorties walk around with holding stuff that's bigger than them and all of that, I realized how the streets changed for the worse. You know, I was one of the smart ones to wake up and realize, like, yeah, let me step out these youngsters' way because they taking it to a whole nother ball game. But I'm thankful that I got out the streets before this backdoor wave because I keep seeing every time I'm on the internet, you know, or prepping myself for a vlog or for a live, I get a text message or a update or a notification, and I'm like, man, I just was listening to this dude. I just was listening to Lil Scom and Lil Jeff 3-4 days ago. I was listening to them today too, but I'm saying before that happened, I was listening to them a day or two before that happened, like, and that's crazy. Like, I'm like, dang, man, you really can listen to these dudes one day and then they be gone. It's like you could become a fan of the music on Tuesday and then on Friday they gone. Like, that's how crazy it was. I was just listening to Lil Scom 3-4 days ago. I was listening to him today too, but I was just listening to him 3-4 days ago. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, wow. When I heard the news, I was like, wow. When I seen it on the internet, I was like, wow. That's crazy. You can, it's like almost what J. Cole said. He said J. Cole was pretty much saying that when he find out about a rapper, he find out that, you know, he lost his life. So it's like, dang, like the J. Cole said that itself, like some of these artists, when I get up on them and I finally start listening to their music and then I realize like they not even here, like, and that's sad, man. Like, you could be a fan of somebody on Tuesday listening to their music and then on Friday, their mom is releasing a statement saying that they homies backdoored them. It's like, that's like how fast it can happen, man. Especially in Chicago, you got to be on your toes, man, because Chicago is one of them cities to where it's like they started this backdoor trend, and it's like they made it cool to these shorties to think that it's cool to slime your homie out, snake your peoples out. Like, it's cool. It's popularized. Like, all the rappers talk about it in the song. I'm slimy, I'm snake, I'm slime. You know, it's like I never seen in the world people walk up and tell you, oh, I'm slime, I'm this, I'm that. Like, how would you tell somebody you was a slime and expect them to trust you or not look at you a certain type of way? Like if you look at me and you tell me, you be like, I'll be like, yo, bro, I'm D's meat, and you be like, yo, bro, I'm Big Slime. I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna be on it. I'm gonna tell my peoples like, hey, yo, watch, dude, like, you know, like. You not gonna tell me you Big Slime and you Big Snake, but everybody, all these youngsters now, they want to wear these poo shiesty masks and they want to be slimy and they want to be snakes. That's this generation. They done made it cool. They want to put on a shiesty mask and they want to be slimy. I never thought in a million years people would want to be known for being slimy and being snakes. Like, don't nobody want to be honest, like, and don't nobody want to just be a hustler, like, don't nobody want to just get money no more, like, what happened to just the days of just getting money? But now it's just the gang banging and being slimy snakes, like, it's like, who can wake up and catch the more hats? Like, that's what the goal with these shorties is, you know? They already geeked up out their mind off any and everything, you know? From drink on to every type of anything they can pop or take, you know. These shorties is wilding out here, you know. They waking up, going out their mind off of 5, 6, 7 different things, and then you want to be a slimy, you snakes, man. Leave these streets alone, dog. Before y'all lose your life playing with one of these dudes that want to be slimy and be snake. Dude want to get up under you, see how much you got, see what he could take or what this or that, just to come back around and slime you out. Or somebody get around you, you know, that know somebody got a problem with you and they drop your low and somebody pull up and now, yeah, they do that to you. Like, that's these streets nowadays. They ain't giving no passes no more. They don't care because you no rapper, no none of that. They ain't care because Lil Scom was no rapper. They backdoored him and did him the same way. They did Duck, FBG Duck the same way. Teezy backdoored him. Duck sitting there downtown shopping for clothes for his son's birthday. You know, Teezy see him, you know, and Teezy had it on him. If Teezy had a real problem with him and Duck could have, you know, they could have did what they was going to do downtown. He wanted to call O-Block and drop his low. Like, the dudes is slimy and snake. Imagine that. You see somebody you got a problem with and you got it on you and you call somebody else. Like, think about that. Dude seen Duck downtown, in Chicago downtown, and he had it on him. This is from what the FBI was saying, you know, during the transcripts. Y'all can go read it. They were saying the dude that spotted Duck out had it on him, and called O-Block. So it's like, you had it on him, you had the problem with him, you could have did that to him, but you want to snake him out and call somebody else. That let you know dudes is cowards. Dudes is cowards nowadays. They won't face you like a man, but they'll have somebody backdoor you. Dudes is cowards nowadays. These dudes is cowards, man. Straight cowards. These dudes is cowards, man. They ain't got no type of loyalty no more. No type of bond. No type of characters. Like, no type of characteristic, no type of love in their heart. Everybody want to be slimy and be snake. Everybody want to put the poo shicey mask on, and everybody want to be slimy and be snakes. Nobody want to be a stand-up dude that get money and take care of his family. Everybody want to be slimy and be snakes. You got from 25 to about 16. Everybody want to be slimy and be snakes and wear poo shiesty masks on, and everybody want to backdoor people. Everybody want to be in the streets. Everybody want to gang bang. Everybody wish they was from O-Block. You know what I'm saying? That's the generation we live in. They didn't almost made it cool to these kids to think that the streets and gang banging and being a slime and a snake is cool. Nobody trying to show this generation to get money. You know what I'm saying? That's why I respect anybody that get money. Whether if you get it any way you get it, you know? I'd rather you get money than be a slime and be a snake and, you know, be conniving and, like, come on, man. Ain't nobody gonna want to hang around you if you no slime or no snake. Who gonna want to hang with you if they know you get out? You get what I'm saying? Who gonna want to hang out with you? You ain't gonna have no friends if you known as a slime ball and a snake. If you snake him out, you'll snake me out. Think about that. If you sit there and you watch somebody snake somebody out or slime somebody out, he'll do the same thing to you. Don't think you know different. If you sit there and you watch somebody slime somebody out, snake somebody out, drop somebody low, or do that to somebody, please believe that he'll do the same thing to you with the opportunity. If you watch her slime somebody out or snake somebody out, she'll do the same thing to you. Because a lot of times it be these females. A lot of times dudes is sending females their way. A lot of times it be the female that be playing both sides. Oh, fall out with dude over here and you messing with dude, so you give him your low. Like a lot of these dudes, I mean a lot of these females, got babies with both sides. Like that's just how that's how it is. That's how it is. That's how they is, man. These dudes are slimy as snakes. But yeah, man, these dudes is slimy and they snakes, man. No loyalty, no camaraderie, no nothing no more in these streets. It's dog eat dog world. And if that require you backdooring your friend or snaking your friend out, hey, these dudes is with it nowadays. By any means. That's how they looking at it. These dudes nowadays is I gotta get it by any means. Like by any means, these dudes, like huh? What you say? Oh, thank you. But yeah, man, these dudes are slimy and they snakes, man. Dudes are slimy and snakes, man. Stay out these streets, man. Keep and save as many as your family as you can out these streets and keep talking to them. You know, these dudes are slimy and snake. Shout out to Mama K, 328. But yeah, man, these dudes are slimy and snakes, man. Be careful, man. Like, be careful who you hang around. Be careful, man. You know, cause I feel like, man, you know, we just lost one of the hottest up and coming artists out of Chicago, and a lot of people probably don't care. You know what I'm saying? But I listened to him. You know, I believed in him. You know, I thought he was gonna make it. You know, but I did understand when I was watching his vlogs by Lil Scom89, wanna be in all these different hoods in Chicago and me know what's going on, you know what I'm saying, in tune with a lot of stuff, you know what I'm saying? I know what's going on in Iraq, and I know that's dangerous, you can't do that, you know? I did business with so many people in Chicago, interviews, got sources, all type of stuff. It's a lot of stuff that you can do that you can't do in Chicago, you know? It's dangerous, you know? You got to be careful who you hang around, you know? Chicago started that backdoor wave. If anybody calling me a lie, you name the city or the state that started that backdoor wave. You tell me, because I believe it was the rack. Chicago started that backdoor wave. They started that backdoor wave. If anybody think it was another city that started that backdoor wave, y'all tell me. Cause Chicago, I feel like they started that backdoor wave. They got these shorties out here snaking each other out. Snaking each other out. That man, Lil Scom89, called his moms 11 minutes before they did that to him and warned his moms that his own homies was trying to do something. Something didn't seem right. And he called it out. Because 11, 12 minutes later, that happened to him. So he called it out. You get what I'm saying? And that's crazy, man. That man was around his own homies, man, and they snaked him out, man. That's crazy. That's the world we live in, man. That's crazy. Y'all hold on real quick. I'll be right back. If you was smart, you better go get in your cage like the other one and chill out by that fan. There's 3 fans. There's 2 fans over there. But yeah, man, they just snaked out one of the hottest up-and-coming artists out of Chicago, man, his own homies. For y'all that just tapping in, I'm about to read y'all what his mama said. Lil Scom89, up-and-coming drill rapper from Chicago, recently just lost his life several days ago. And you know, his mom's came out and she released a statement. Hold on, I'm about to read it for y'all. His mom's came out right after, you know, he passed, and she said, "Everyone, hey, I'm Mama Scoom. All the laugh and jokes I can accept because my baby and I talked and he knew about what come with the street. He wasn't afraid, but one thing for sure, my baby called me and said he ain't feel right. And he said, Ian's is acting weird, and 11 minutes later that happened. Everyone's not your friend. Everyone's not happy for you. I love you, son." And she left a heart emoji. As y'all can see, it's an actual statement. She left a heart emoji. You know, I ain't capping. This is his mother actually posted this on the internet. That's sad, man. That's sad. That man called his mom and told his mom 11 minutes before it went down, his own homies was snaking him out. Something didn't feel right, and he felt it. He was right. 11 minutes later, you see he not here no more. And that's crazy because I just was listening to Dude 3-4 days ago. 2 days before it happened, I just was listening to him and Lil Jeff, you know? And it's even more crazier because his best friend was Lil Jeff, was another rising rapper in Chicago, you know, that was doing crazy numbers. He just lost his life 2 weeks ago. So it's like 2 up-and-coming rappers just lost their life in Chicago, you know, playing in them streets, you know, playing in them streets. Y'all getting booked to go to Cali, all this stuff, man, and y'all still in them streets. You know, playing in them streets. Playing in them streets. Playing in them streets. Well, I try to tell you. That's why I try to school as many people as I can, man. And I'm so blessed that I got out of the streets, man, before this backdoor wave. Before this backdoor wave, I'm glad I got out of the streets. I'm glad I left the streets alone before this backdoor wave. These dudes is dangerous out here. Your own homies come get you from the crib, meet your moms, you meet their moms, y'all spend the night at each other's cribs when y'all don't want to go to the crib, you know what I'm saying? Flipping the same girls, all of that, riding every day, indulging in certain things, you know each other's deepest secrets, darkest moments, you know, confiding in each other, and the first chance one of y'all get, y'all want to backdoor each other. What type of world is this? These streets is done. They done. Leave it alone. When it's getting to this point that people are slime you out and snake you out for a pipe, or cause you are up and coming artist and you know you buzzing and you got a lot to lose, like people want to do that to you, yeah, you need to leave them streets alone. He already should have left him alone when you just 2 weeks ago witnessed your homie, you know, I ain't gonna say witness, you know, your homie just lost his life. You know what I'm saying? And his homie was buzzing more than him as far as the music, you know, but I felt like, Mo, go to the cage. Go get in your cage. Mo. I felt like his homie was gonna get a, Mo, no. I felt like his homie was gonna get a deal first, to be honest with you. I felt like his homie, I felt like Lil Jeff was gonna get a deal real soon. And then I'm like, when I heard Lil Scom, I'm like, oh yeah, he about to get a deal too. Dude lose his life, 2 weeks later, dude lose his life to the streets of Chicago. 2 mamas hurt, families crying, all of that, because of the streets of Chicago. Them dudes want to gangbang or be in the streets, and y'all got all that to lose. All that to lose. Like having a lottery ticket and ripping it up. Lil Scom, you want to be playing in different hoods, like you don't know how dangerous Chicago is. And I'm from Detroit, and I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that in Chicago, play different hoods. And I'm not even from Chicago. So if you from Chicago, you should definitely know better not to be in different hoods and hanging around just hanging around any and everybody. Like, then you got to think you a rising star. Like you making noise in Chicago in the music scene. Of course, everybody gonna want you to pull up, or everybody gonna want to pull up on you. That's just like you lit right now. Everybody gonna want to be around you, but that's not always a good thing. Cause you let any and everybody around you, you never know. Somebody dropped his low, and it was his own people he was around. His own people he called his friends. He put himself around some people that he thought he could trust, and they had different intentions. And their intentions was to set dude up, and that's exactly what they did. The fact that he called his mama 11 minutes before it happened and told her something ain't feel right, and that's his own mama telling us on the internet. She made the statement to the internet and said she talked to her son 11 minutes before it happened. He said something ain't feel right. They acting weird. His own homies. Then Duck Brother, FBG Duck Brother came out and said, you know, Lil Scom lost his life because he was in too many different hoods. And if y'all go watch his vlogs and stuff on the internet, he in 4-5 different hoods. That's dangerous in Chicago. And you actively beefing and warring? That's bad. You better stay with your crowd. You better stay in your section. Stay around the people that truly got the best interest for you. Lil Jeff went around. I mean, I said Lil Jeff. Lil Scom went around. Lil Scoom89 went around the wrong people, man. And unfortunately, man, it cost him, man. It cost him. And his moms ain't playing that. Like, his moms went straight to the internet right after it happened and said, I talked to him. It was his friends that set him up. I can guarantee you she gonna have a private funeral. Ain't none of his friends gonna be allowed, whether if you have something to do with it or not. She don't know who she could trust. If I was her, I wouldn't let none of them come. I wouldn't let none of them come. I don't trust none of y'all. Ain't none of y'all coming. Y'all conniving snakes. Ain't none of y'all coming. But here, for the people that just tapped in, let me read y'all what his mom said. This is what she said right after he lost his life. She made a post on the internet. She said, "Hey everyone, I'm Mama Scoom. All the laughs and jokes I can accept because me and my baby had talks about this. He wasn't afraid, but one thing for sure, my baby called me and said he ain't feel right and ends is acting weird. 11 minutes later, this happened. Everyone's not your friend. Everyone's not happy for you. Love you, son," and with a sad emoji with a crying face. So that man called and warned his moms. Y'all subscribe to the channel. That man called and warned his mom. He knew something went right. He knew something didn't smell right. But he allowed himself to be around them dudes, and that cost him. And that cost him. That cost him his life, being around the wrong dudes. The wrong dudes. And I can't tell you how many times I keep seeing that. I can't tell you how many times I keep seeing dudes losing their life because they being around people that they think that they can trust, or they thought that they can trust. And meanwhile, people got whole different intentions and motive. And then you gone. Dudes you didn't introduce to your family, met your moms, she didn't cook for them, let them sleep in her house, all of that. You done told them everything about you. As soon as dude get a chance, he want to backdoor you. Man, these streets ain't where it's at no more, man. Ain't no camaraderie no more in these streets. It's a dog-eat-dog world. And if you a dog and your dog is a dog, as we seeing it, they eating each other nowadays. And then not to mention you got to worry about if your homie tell on you and all of that. That's a whole nother situation that's a whole nother topic, you know? Because that happens in the streets almost just as much as backdoor and telling. That's what you got to worry about in the street. Your homies backdooring you and telling on you, then you got to worry about the ops getting at you or telling on you. Then, man, that's too much. Then you got to worry about the police and all that. Then that's too much to worry about. Who you gonna kick it with if you got to worry about your enemies and your homies? Who you gonna kick it with? You better stay with your family. Lil Dirt, and Lil Zell Summer got a song talking about F my cousin. If my cousin with the ops, he getting it. Like, no type of, like, bro, that's your blood. Like, y'all dudes that heavy in the streets that y'all want to get out on your own family. Like, when I be hearing dudes rap about that in they songs, like, oh, my cousin, the op, he gonna get it too when I see him. Like, that's your aunt's son. You get what I'm saying? That's your mama's nephew. Like, I don't get these dudes, man. It's like the streets is watered down, man. Ain't no trust, ain't no loyalty. Like it's no no loyalty out there, no camaraderie, no nothing. No nothing. Dude called and warned, Lil Scom called and warned this bonds to let him know what was going on. It's obviously clear as day he's seen it. If he called his mom and told his mom, and I ain't gonna call that lady no liar, because she the one came out and released a statement. She the one came out and said she talked to her son before it happened. I ain't gonna call her no liar. I believe her, you know? Because I know how this wave is, this generation is. I know how these dudes is. These dudes is grimy and snake. They telling you. They telling you, I'm Big Slime, I'm Big Snake. Like, come on. You better believe him when he tell you. Dude tell you that name, Big Slime, Big Snake, and all of that. You better believe him. You better believe him. We just lost another one. Two best friends back to back. 2 weeks apart, lost their life. Y'all go check it out. Lil Jeff out of Chicago, and y'all go check out Lil Scoom89, man, and y'all gonna be like, oh yeah, they was next. But when you listen to what they talk about, you're gonna be like, I could tell exactly why that happened, because I ain't gonna call them innocent. If you go listen to that music, you're gonna be like, yeah, they was in them streets. They was in them streets. They was in them streets. So I ain't gonna call them perfect. I ain't gonna call them no angel or none of that. They was in them streets. But two best friends lost their life, and both of them was projected to be signed by the end of this year. And that's crazy. If y'all go look at their numbers on YouTube, you're gonna see videos with 5-10 million views. You're gonna be like, what? These dudes was buzzing like that? Yeah. Like, and both of them just lost their life in the streets of Chicago, 2 weeks apart, best friends. And the last one, Lil Scom just lost his life to a backdoor situation. You know? Y'all subscribe to the channel. No, I ain't playing the game. Let me show y'all what I'm doing. I got this set up on the screen. I'm just reading it. Oh yeah, I don't pay attention to none of the negative comments. I only read the positive ones. Though, but it's sad, man. My condolences go out to Lil Scom family, man. My condolences go out to his mom. I know his mom's going through it right now. You know, she just witnessed, you know, her son, you know, unfortunately at a young age, you know, lose his life to the streets of Chicago. And, you know, at the hands of the help of his own friends or the own people he was hanging around. And I'm pretty sure, you know, that's going to leave a sour taste in her mouth. And, you know, if anything, this should be a wake-up call, especially to the people in Chicago, you know, about you got to watch who you be around, you know. These dudes are slimy, man. They slimy and they snakes, man. You gotta be careful who you hang around, man. These dudes is slimy, man. Slimy and snakes, man. These dudes got no type of camaraderie no more in the streets. No camaraderie, no love, no. It's just snake whoever I can snake out. I'ma snake the ops out. I'ma snake my homie out. I'ma snake whoever I can snake out. I gotta get it by any means. That's the rules of the streets now. You right about that, Chester Scott. Can't trust nobody. Lonely. Yeah. 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 Shout out to Matthew Horton. Shout out to Billy. Shout out to Lonely. Shout out to Chester Scott. Shout out to Sleepy Inc. Shout out to KZ. Shout out to I Be Knowing. Shout out to Trendy and Quad. Shout out to Shot Bully. Shout out to Reggie White. Shout out to Maddie C. Shout out to Hakeem Mitchell. Shout out to, I don't know what that said. Shout out to Ricardo. Shout out to Justin. Shout out to Justin. We got 2 Justins on here. Y'all subscribe to the channel. But yeah, man, like, gotta be careful in these streets, man. These dudes, man, they ain't got no code of ethic no more, man. It's a dog-eat-dog world out there, man. You know, these dudes they slimy, man. You know, they slimes and they snakes, man. You know, and that's what's seeming like everybody, all these youngsters' purpose is, man. You know, they want to slime whoever they can slime out. You know, they gonna get it however they can get it. You know, that's why if you in them streets, man, I just pray you know what you're doing, man. Because a lot of these dudes, man, they got no good intentions at heart, man. They got no good intentions at all at heart. They whole intentions, man, is to be some slimy snakes and be greasy. So leave them streets alone, man. Leave them streets alone. These dudes is slimy. You snake your own homie out. Your own homie. Go pick that man up from his crib and snake him out. Or you let him pull up on you just to snake him out. But that's what come with the streets. Lil Scoom89, he was in the streets though. I can't fake the fuck. He was in them streets. I cannot fake it. He was in them streets. Can't fake the funk. He was in them streets. You know, and that's what come in them streets. You know, and he got out of the streets what was promised. And that was jail, remorse, or, unfortunately, you know, not being here no more. And he got one of those 3 options. But it's just crazy the fact that it was at the hands of people that he was around. You get what I'm saying? It's different if the ops catch you slipping or, you know what I'm saying? That's different, you know. But if you chilling around people that you think that you could trust and they whole motive is to get you around them to snake you out, then, you know, that's a whole different ball game right there. But that's how the rack is. You can't be warned and be in these streets and then be lacking, you know. You can't be in all these different hoods thinking it's sweet, it's cheat. You know, you running around, you thinking everything cool, everything good. That's a violation. You moving wrong. You know, that's what OGs should tell you. You know, when you in them streets and you warring and you beefing and all of that, you can't be all over the city. You better stay in your section, your area. Ain't no, I'm getting famous now, I'm becoming a rapper now. Now you want me to pull up on you, but last year I didn't know who you was. Ain't no none of that. And that's where a lot of these youngsters is falling victim at. They want to click up and go to other hoods and shoot videos and do all of that. Meanwhile, you don't even know it's a dude in the background dropping your low. You know what I'm saying? You got to be careful in these streets. Y'all want to be out here and be playing grown man business in these streets, man? You better be really about that life. A lot of people think that just to be in the streets, you got to be crashing out. Like, no, you got to still be smart and be strategic. And a lot of these youngsters ain't smart and strategic because they just like too accessible. Ain't no way. You beefing and you warring and you that accessible like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, all the rappers from the rack are saying the same thing about Lil Scom. Like, cause I seen it too, and I ain't even from Chicago. When I'm watching his vlogs and his videos, I'm like, Lil Scom, you in 4-5 different hoods. Like that ain't, I don't think that's good. Like, same thing the rappers in Chicago saying. He only got backdoored because he wasn't in his hood. Like he was in a whole nother hood, kicking it and chilling. And somebody dropped his low. But we know that's the wave nowadays. You know? Nowadays you got to worry about your op pulling up on you or somebody seeing you and telling your op. Like, that's this generation. We talk about Lil Scom89 from Chicago. He was a buzzing up and coming rapper. Well, y'all go hear it, y'all gonna be like, dang, bro was hard. He was gonna make it. I can guarantee you he was gonna get signed by the end of this year. I could guarantee you he was gonna get signed by the end of this year. At the rate he was going up, and he already tapping in with different cities. If y'all go watch his vlogs, he in California, he in all these different cities. Like, he was gonna make it. Like, he was gonna make it. He was gonna make it. Like, bro was gonna make it. Like, if he would have just stuck to doing the music and not be worried about all the street politics and all of that, bro was gonna make it. He was gonna make it out of Chicago. Move. Move. He was gonna make it out of Chicago. Move. He was gonna make it. But yeah, bro was he was gonna make it out of Chicago. If bro would have stuck to it, bro was gonna make it. Bro was gonna make it. He was gonna make it for sure. He was gonna make it. Bro was gonna make it out of Chicago. Promise you he was. Bro was gonna make it out of Chicago. Y'all go check him out. His name is Lil Scom89. An up-and-coming artist out of Chicago, just lost his life, was buzzing, you know, was traveling, you know, had big opportunities. You know, NBA players shouted him, said NBA players said rest in peace to him. His mom just came out and said that, you know, his friends backdoored him and set him up, and said that she talked to her son 11 minutes before it happened, and pretty much her son was saying that something didn't seem right, it didn't feel right, and people was acting weird around him, and then that happened. So his mom's is pretty much saying that his friends set him up. You know, his mom saying that, you know, don't trust, you can't trust, everybody ain't your friend. But I talked to my son and he told me like something didn't feel right. People was acting weird. And meanwhile, people really had ill intention to that kid. But he ain't no angel. I ain't gonna say he no angel because he in the streets. If y'all go listen to his music, you're gonna be like, hold on, this dude in the streets too. So it's like, it's only so bad that I can feel sorry for him, but the fact that it was his own homies and not his, like, it was your own people that you was around that you trusted that set you up. It wasn't like your ops caught you at a gas station, or like you was sliding and then you got hit up, or like it's you chilling around people that you trusted, that you talked to that day to link up with. You get what I'm saying? And then the meanwhile, they hoes attention is to set you up. Like, but that's how the streets is, you know? That's how the streets is. That's how the streets is, you know? But he just lost his best friend 2 weeks ago. If y'all go look it up, Lil Jeff, man, got 10, 15 million views on YouTube. Like, got videos with 3, 4 million views. Lil Jeff, y'all go look him up and coming artist, just lost his life in Chicago a couple weeks ago. 2 best friends just lost their life 2 weeks apart. That's how serious it is in Chicago. Not for the D, and I know that. That's how serious it is. Shout out to Matthew Horton. Shout out to Tech Style. Shout out to Villain Williams. Shout out to Sleepy Inc. Shout out to Keys Damaz. Shout out to Lazy Boy. Shout out to Chester Scott. Shout out to Get to the Guap. Or no, that they get to the chalupa, I think they say. Get to the chalupa. Shout out to Ann. Y'all subscribe to the channel. Shout out to Juan. Y'all subscribe to the channel. Shout out to Adam. Shout out to Lil TJ43. Shout out to, what did I say? Nirba? Nerb? Nerb? Shout out to Mercedes. Y'all subscribe to the channel. Man, when y'all go listen to Lil Bruh, y'all gonna be like, dang, dude was right. Dang, D's Media was right. Dude was really talented, man. But you gonna also hear in the songs, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, he was in the streets because he dissing ops and all of that. But it's just sad how he went out, man, at the hands of some people that he thought he could trust. You know, it wasn't like, you know, some ops caught him slipping. He was around some friends that he thought he could trust. Shout out to Villain Williams, appreciate that. He was around some people that he could trust, and it just went wrong, and that cost him his life, man. That cost him his life, man. Trusting the wrong people, man. Trusting the wrong people, man, cost that kid his life, man, and he has so much potential, man. I just was listening to Dude, bro. Besides today, I was just listening to Lil Bro like 3-4 days ago before it happened. And then when I seen, as I'm getting ready to do one of my live, I seen it come across my screen, and I went and checked it out, and I said, wow, that's crazy. How you could listen to somebody on Tuesday, and then Friday they be gone. That's not the exact time, I'm just giving an example, but I'm like, wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. Like, and then I just was listening to his best friend because I thought he was bigger than him. I thought Lil Jeff was bigger than Lil Scom, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody been shouting these two dudes out. Like, but when I seen NBA players saying rest in peace Lil Scom, I said, oh yeah, they was about to make it. Just couldn't leave them streets alone. Just couldn't leave them streets alone. Like, they just couldn't leave them streets alone. And it cost them, man. You know? People don't forget about all that dissing and stuff you be doing on them songs. You know what I'm saying? It's just sad that, man, he lost his life at the hands of his people he thought he could trust. Like, it's totally different, man, if your ops catch you slipping or something like that. But at the hands of, like, your own people, like, that's crazy, man. That's where the streets is going with this backdoor wave. That's crazy. That's where the streets is going to with this backdoor wave. That's crazy. These shorties is really out here really trying to backdoor something. They really think that's the wave. They really think that's cool, man. That's crazy. Shorty lost his life hanging around the wrong people. People he thought he could trust. Like, that's crazy. Hanging around people he thought he could trust. Like, that lets you know, man, like, you gotta be careful, man, out here. You gotta be careful out here in these streets, man. You got to be careful. If these shorties out here, man, is really out here wilding, man. They really backdooring their own homies, their own friends, their own, like, no sense of loyalty at all, man. Like, no sense of loyalty at all. No sense of loyalty at all. Better be careful in these streets, y'all. I would advise y'all, be careful in these streets, man. These dudes ain't got no purpose of living, man. No purpose. When did it become cool, man, to kick it with somebody, gain their trust, grow up with them, you know, just to snake them out because you seen something that you like? I just want to know, man, when did that become the wave? Because that's the narrative that they pushing off to these shorties. That's what everybody keep rapping about in this music. Oh, I'm slimy, I'm snake, I'm backdoor. Don't leave that back door open. Okay, so that's the wave now? That's what it's really coming to? You snaking out your own homies who's supposed to have your back, who you supposed to love. You see something you like or whatever the case may be, you want to snake them out, tell the ops where he at. Like, come on, man. That's why I try to tell these shorties, man. Y'all know how serious it is when you warring, man. You can't be accessible like that, man. You can't just be in every different hood, man. And I kind of seen this coming with Lil Scom when I seen all them vlogs, and he just in every different hood in Chicago. He like in 4, 5 different hoods, and I'm like, bro, that's dangerous, bro. Like, you leaving that opportunity open for somebody to see you and be like, hit your ops up and say, yo, such and such over here. Like, you left that door open, man. And it's like, I wish somebody would have been around him, would have been telling him, like, shorty, you got to stay over here with us. Like, that ain't the move, just thinking you could just ride through the city. Like, everybody want to kick it with you now. You one of the hottest artists in Chicago. Like, you got songs with artists in Philly, Chicago. Like, you blowing up right now. Of course, everybody gonna want to pull up on you or want you to pull up on them. Like, but like, you gotta kick it with your crowd that you came up with a year ago when you ain't had that fame. You gotta kick it with them same people. Ain't no making no new friends, man. Y'all thought Drake was playing when he said no new friends, no new friends, no. For real, you can't have no new friends in the streets. It'll cost you your life. You don't know what people's intentions is when they come around you. Some people can have good intentions, some people can have negative intentions. But you want to figure it out, you want to gamble with your life to see what their intentions is. I don't think that's smart. I wouldn't gamble with somebody's intentions just to see. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. I don't think that's smart. I wouldn't do that. Y'all subscribe to the channel. I don't think that's smart. Dude sitting there gambling with his life. Ain't no way. Ain't no way I'm playing no corners like that, and I'm an up-and-coming artist right now. I'm buzzing. Everybody out of town reaching out to me for features and all of that, and I'm playing blocks in Chicago, pulling up and doing certain things with people. Man, ain't no way. I ain't riding in no hot cars, no none of that, bro. Is you crazy? I got too much to lose. I'm only kicking it with the people that was around me when I ain't had nothing. The same people that was around you last year, Lil Scom89, when you ain't had nothing, them should have been the same people you was around a couple days ago, you know, before, unfortunately, what happened. You know what I'm saying? You got to play the street smart, man. Either play the street smart or they gonna play you off of them. Lil Scom wasn't playing the street smart. He allowed himself to be around some people that didn't have good intentions for him. And the fact that you called your mom and warned your moms and told her, you know, that let you know you was around some shady dudes, you know? And his mom's, she ain't hiding the fact. She ran straight to the internet and said it. But everybody online already been saying it. Like, Shorty was around some people that backdoored him. That's crazy. When I hit my source up on Chicago, that's the first thing he said. Like, oh yeah, they backdoored him. Like, he was around some people that dropped his low and they pulled up and that happened. Like, and that's sad, man. But that's what come with the streets, you know? When you want to diss and you want to do all of that, you know, that's what come with it, you know? That's what come with it. That's why I advise y'all shorties to get out them streets. Y'all want to play them trenches and play in that field until it hit home, and it ain't cool no more then, you know? Somebody should have been telling Shorty, you got too much to lose, man. Whatever you need, I'll go get it for you. What you need? You need A through Z, I'll go get it for you. Just chill, Shorty. You got too much to lose. When you make it, we make it. Like these shorties need them type of OGs in that era. But that's what happens, you know, when, you know, them 3 letters came through Chicago and snatched up all them big homies. Now you got a lot of people running around here wilding with no guidance in the rack. I mean, I keep saying, you got there in the rack, and that's how it is, you know? And I only know that because I'm tapped in with Chicago. That's how I know. There ain't no big homies around no more. Y'all got all shorties running around. That's why they think it's cool to backdoor and do all this slimy snake stuff. Because it ain't no OGs to school them and tell them like, yo, bro, that ain't the way, that ain't the move. It ain't cool to snake your peoples out and do all of that. That ain't cool. Ain't nobody telling these shorties that. Everybody keep egging these shorties on to keep wilding, keep doing all this extra stuff. Ain't nobody sitting down and schooling these shorties and telling them what's right and what's wrong. You can tell. Cause every time you hear one of these shorties rapping, they tell you, "I'll slime you out, I'll snake you out, I'm slimy, I'm this, I'm shiesty." Like, that's the wave now. They ain't hiding the fact. These dudes is getting down on each other. Own homies is getting down on each other. That's crazy. Why would you want to stay repping something and then they getting down on each other? That don't even make sense. Why would I want to claim something and we getting down on each other? That's bogus. That's bogus play right there. And the fact that he called his moms and let them know that something went right and people around him was acting weird, he seen something that. And his mama just confirmed what everybody already knew. Like, he got backdoor. Like, everybody can see that. Like, everybody in the world can see that. Like, that was a backdoor play right there by some people he was around that he could trust. He thought he could trust. And they lined him up. That's sad, man. We talk about Lil Scom89, X-Long. Subscribe to the channel. Y'all go listen to him, man. Y'all gonna be like, man, he hard. Lil Scoom89, man. He just got backdoored by some people he thought he could trust, man. And he ain't losing. And that's crazy because you would think when you in the streets that, it's gonna be the ops that's gonna catch you slipping. They ain't gonna be around people you thought you could trust. You ain't gonna be around nobody you don't think you could trust, especially in that type of life. But that's where you go wrong at. You don't even want to hang around nobody. If you gotta question them, you don't need to hang around them. Lil Scom, last year he probably went in 5-6 different hoods last year when he went a big time rapper in Chicago and buzzing in different states. He probably went in 4-5 different hoods. But now everybody want to hang with you and all that. You got to see between that, man. You got to see between that. You wasn't messing with me when I was broke and I ain't had nothing. You don't need to hang with me now. Look at me the same way you looked at me when I ain't had nothing. Ain't no way. I ain't kicking with you when I ain't had nothing, and I'm supposed to kick it with you now that I got something. Ain't no way. That don't even make sense. Then we in the streets too. We're in the streets too. Ain't no way I'm about to just be hanging around any and everybody, and I'm the one that got the motion. Ain't no way. Y'all see what everybody's saying? Everybody's saying the same thing online. He got set up and backdoor, and his mom just confirmed it. Like, that's crazy. Like, his own mom's confirmed it. Hold on for y'all. I'll read it for y'all for that just tapping in. That's just joining. I'll read it for y'all. His mom's confirmed that his own homies backdoored him. Hold on. Let me read it for y'all. His mom said, "Hey everyone, I'm Mama Scoom. All the laughter and jokes I can accept because me and my baby had talks about this. He wasn't afraid, but one thing for sure, my baby called me before and said he ain't feel right. And he said, Ian's is acting weird. 11 minutes later, that happened. Everyone's not your friend. Everyone's not happy for you. I love you, son," with a sad emoji. That's his mama, posting that, saying that my son got backdoored by his own friends. That's his own mama saying that. And he called her and said that something didn't seem right. And he called it out. Because something didn't seem right because, bro, they was trying to set you up. And that's what their intentions was. And that's what their intentions was, to set them up. And they did that. That's what their intentions was. And they did it. Their intentions was to set bro up. And they did it. That's what their intentions was, to set bro up, and they did it. Hold on, y'all, real quick. Yeah, but slime dude out. That's crazy. Y'all subscribe to the channel. His own homies lined him up. His own homies. That's crazy. That's why I say, man, y'all better leave them streets alone. Y'all better leave them streets alone. Better leave them streets alone. But whenever y'all get off this live, I want y'all to go listen to bro. Y'all go listen to Lil Scom89, man. And y'all gonna look at all them views bro got and realize that bro was really about to make it. And he just lost his, you know, he just lost his life at his own hands of his friends, man. That's crazy. His own friends. Next to bake it. You know, next to make it. Y'all subscribe to the channel. Y'all subscribe to the channel. I appreciate everybody for joining. Appreciate y'all so much, man. Appreciate y'all so much, man. I send my condolences out to Lil Scom, his mother. I know she going through it right now, you know. Even though, you know, she ran right now on the internet, you know, I can't blame her, you know. So I send my condolences out to his mom, you know, but, you know, she ain't having it right now on the internet. She going off, you know. She saying his friends set him up, you know. She adamant about that, you know. She said she talked to him before it happened, and he was telling them that something didn't seem right, he don't feel right, and they acting weird, and you know that happened. So I can only go with it what his mom saying, you know. And that's sad because I can guarantee you she ain't about to let none of his friends around. How can you trust his friends? You get what I'm saying? She don't know who had good intentions or not. She don't know. She don't know who gonna come around for what, or you don't know. One of his homies dropped his load, or somebody around he thought he could trust, you know. You know, so at the end of the day, he was around some dudes, you know, he thought he could trust, and it didn't go like that. They had other intentions, you know. Their whole intentions was to set bro up. You know, they probably was plotting that whole day to get bro around so that they could do that to him. You know, that's how dudes is. You know, these dudes nowadays, man, you can't trust them. You know, you better keep your eyes on the prize. Try to tell you. Lil Scom was crazy for trying to hang out in 5, 6 different hoods. And everybody in Chicago coming forward and saying the same thing, like, bro was set up. He was hanging around in the wrong hood. Like, you got to be careful, man. You in the streets, man. It ain't no joke. You want to be in the streets, you want to be warned, you want to be dissing people, and you want to have all these ops, and you think it's cool to be dissing people and saying this and saying that. You better be prepared what come with it, man. You can't be playing. And it's sad to say that Lil Scoom89 was playing. He was playing in them streets in Chicago, and unfortunately it cost him. It cost him. Can't be playing in them streets. Ain't nothing. Ain't nothing sweet. You cannot be playing in them streets. Can't be playing, man. And I felt like he ain't take it serious. You know, you got a whole career ahead of you, man. You got people paying you for features and you doing numbers out of town and all of that. And you want to hang around in Chicago. And we done all seen with Duck and everything, like people that try to have a career and stay in Chicago or stay in these inner cities, we starting to see it don't work, you know? And it's not to say that it'll work you moving out of town, because, you know, anything can happen anywhere, but we starting to see, man, you gotta leave your own, you gotta leave where you from, man, to be successful almost. Because it's like you're gonna receive the most hatred, the most envy, the most everything in your own city. And that's crazy, because it's like the people that you would think root for you most, they really want to see you fall. You know? They hold attention to see you fall. And it's crazy because they seen you come up from nothing. And they hold attention to see you fall. That's why you gotta be careful. You got to be careful who you trust and who you decide to line yourself up with. You know? Dude thought it was all cool. He thought they wanted to just kick it and hang. Meanwhile, the whole time, they got a whole different purpose and agenda. Their motive is to get down on them. He thinking they want to kick it and chill and, you know, probably indulge in certain things, you know. But their whole motive was to get down on them, you know. But when you in the streets, that's the type of mindset you got to have. You got to think everybody getting down on you. You can't think that nobody cool or nobody want to be your friend. You got to think everybody want to get down on you. Ain't no thinking that everything all peaches and cream and everybody want to be your friend. No, that ain't way the streets work. Everybody don't want to be your friend. Everybody don't care about you. That's real. They don't care. Don't nobody care. Don't nobody care. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Don't nobody care. Don't nobody care. Don't nobody care. They ain't care because that dude was no rapper or none of that. They hoes attention and motive that day was to set bruh up. And they line bruh up. However he got there, whether they came and got him, he pulled up, whatever, their whole intention was to set bruh up. That was their whole motive and agenda. They ain't had no good intentions with about Lil Scom. You could tell. And whoever he thought he was cool to safe or go around, he thought he had some trust. And obviously, that trust that he thought he had, he really didn't have. That love that he thought he had, that safe and care that he thought he had, he didn't have it. But in the streets, you can't play like that. You can't think for 1 second that it's cool. Like, you can't. Like, that when they say dog eat dog, like somebody said on here, dog eat dog, that's exactly what it is. Y'all subscribe to the channel. That's exactly what it is. You know, rest in peace, Lil Scom. My condolences go out to his family, you know. I wish he would have took his career a little bit more serious, you know, but he wanted to stay in Chicago, and we just witnessed another buzzing rapper lose his life in Chicago. And it's sad, man. You know, it's sad. It's sad that, you know, this next generation is, they think it's cool to backdoor somebody and all of that. That's crazy. That's the generation we in, you know. That's all people want to do. You know, they don't want to deal with you, get money with you, you know. Everybody want to snake you out and slime you, you know. That's everybody's whole intention. Be greasy, conniving, you know. You know? I mean, if that's the life you want to live, more power to you. But I suggest you be careful, because you need to trust less, be around few. You know, if you in them streets heavy, I don't think it's smart that you be around people and all of that. I don't think it's good for you to be accessible like that, and you be in the streets and you beefing with this person and that person. I just don't think it's smart to be accessible like that in the streets. I just don't. I don't think it's smart. You know? I don't think it's smart at all. But people gonna do what they gonna do, but I don't think it's smart. Y'all subscribe to the channel. Y'all subscribe to the channel. Y'all, what y'all got up for today? This Dodge game. Subscribe to the channel, bro. It's all peace, positivity. Shout out to Rico. It's all peace, positivity. Y'all subscribe to the channel. I appreciate y'all for joining. I appreciate y'all so much for joining. Evan said, read the Quran. Hey, and Kanye Z. Hey, how you doing? Mozzie the Great. What's up? Rico, what's up? Subscribe to the channel. SD122, subscribe to the channel. You right about that, man. You so right about that. Let me pin your comments. You right about that. SD122. But yeah, man. Up and coming rapper out of Chicago, man, that had a bright future in the music industry, man. Just lost his life. Like I said, this guy been working with all type of artists, buzzing, doing numbers. If y'all go to this dude social media, y'all see that this dude got millions of views and all of that, was buzzing. And he just was backdoored by his friends, and his mom's coming out exposing the whole situation. And, you know, she not letting up. And she said, you know, he called her and warned her and let her know what was about to happen. And, you know, unfortunately it happened. And that's sad, man. But the fact that he called and warned his mom what was about to happen, that clearly lets you know, man, he was around some dudes that had some ill will's attention, man. And like I'm gonna state, and I'm gonna keep saying it, it's certain things in Chicago you can't do it. You can't be accessible like that in Chicago. You know, you can't do that anywhere, but especially not in Chicago. You can't be gang banging and doing all of that stuff, and you think you're gonna hang in 4, 5 different hoods. You don't know who got a baby mama somewhere, baby daddy, a brother, a auntie, a cousin, or whatever, and you dissing people in songs and all of that. Like, you see, you can't do it. You like, it's gonna be hard for you to have a successful rap career and stay in your city. You know, especially if you're in a dangerous city. You know, we just seen it with Duck. You know, we seen Duck. You know, he made it to all type of heights in his career, and you see, unfortunately, him staying in Chicago was, you know, his ultimate reason why he's not here right now, you know? Chicago ain't nowhere to play at, especially when people think you're gonna be dissing and doing all of that. You can't just be public and be all over. It ain't gonna work for you. You know, it's just not gonna work for you, you know? You can't be that accessible and think you're gonna be all in the streets and you just gonna be so accessible like that. It don't work like that. You can't be in the streets and have real beef and you just all over the place. You don't know who you about to bump into. That's why a lot of people, when they in the streets, They stay in their section, and they stay with the people that they know. Cause you know, you hang around too many people in the streets, you know, sometimes it could go bad for you. A lot of times it can go bad for you. And we keep seeing that. Can't do both. You can't be in the streets and be a rapper. It's not gonna work, you know? And we just witnessed it again with Lil Scoom89. The man called his mom and told his mom 11 minutes before it happened that something didn't feel right, and he felt like people acting weird around him. Then 11 minutes later, that happened. And his mom's ain't letting up on social media, you know? She letting it be known that his homies backdoored him and set him up, like, and he was a real big time rapper in Chicago. Like, he was really about to make it, man. I'm gonna keep saying that because I really thought by the end of this year he was about to have a deal. Because this dude doing millions of views on YouTube, you know? But the fact that he didn't leave Chicago, I feel like, man, was a bad decision, you know? You know, and I don't see how people didn't learn from the Duck situation. Like, you can't be no big time rapper and be in Chicago. It's not gonna work. You see Dirt left, you see Keith left, you see King Von moved to Atlanta, whether if he came back or not. You see King Yella left, you see Billionaire Black left, you see all these dudes you see all these dudes leaving from Chicago because they know you can't have a successful career and be in Chicago. You see G Herbo left. Like, you see all these dudes, they leaving. You can't have no successful career and be in Chicago. It ain't gonna work. You see how far it's gonna get you thinking you're gonna have a successful career and be in Chicago, and see how far it gets you. See how far it gets you. I guarantee you it don't get you far. I guarantee you it don't get you far in Chicago. I guarantee you. Everybody that done blew up in Chicago left. Even when they was buzzing, they left. Dirt left, Keith left, Herb left, Yella left. You know what I'm saying? Billionaire Black left, Herb left. Like, everybody left. But look at the people that stayed and stuck around. They didn't make it. Duck, bigger than some of those artists I just named, didn't make it because he didn't want to leave Chicago. Like, Pappy didn't make it because he didn't want to leave Chicago. Like, all these nice MCs coming out of the rack, when they stay in Chicago, it don't work. You see Wooski. Wooski was an up-and-coming artist, was on fire. He had some unfortunate incidents, and, you know, he ain't probably ever going to be the same in a booth like that how he was before, you know? So it's like we see so many times that it's so many artists in Chicago that blow up, but when they don't leave Chicago, it ain't bad for them, you know? Like, Pappy was one of the, bro, man, Pappy, when drill hit around 2008, 2009 and all of that, Pappy was one of the first drill artists that was out. Okay, L.A. Capone. L.A. Capone was one of the first drill artists that I remember listening to from 600. You get what I'm saying? E-Day the same way. Like, it's so many rappers that then lost their life in Chicago that has so much potential and so much talent. Like, but you can't do the beefing and the dissing and think that you're gonna be walking around Chicago. That it ain't gonna work. Like, we're gonna see how long it work. It don't work like that. I'm just being honest with you. You better take a page out of Dirt book. You see Dirt left, Keith left. Keith was the first one to leave. You get me? Herb left. And all the big time artists that came successful out of Chicago, they left. Kanye West left. Common left. Twista left. All the big time artists that come out of Chicago, man, they had to leave to make it out. But all these artists we see that keep trying to make it and stay in Chicago, it don't go well for them. It don't. It's either they get locked up or they, unfortunately, losing their life. And that's the way it's going to continue to happen. I don't know why they keep thinking that they can do something that somebody else. You see, Driller just caught more charges trying to stay in Chicago. Tay Savage just caught more charges trying to hang around Chicago. So you're going to keep seeing all these artists is going to keep getting in trouble trying to hang around Chicago. Like, I don't get it. Duck should have been the biggest example for anybody. You can't be a big-time rapper and stay in Chicago. It's not going to work for you. It's just not going to work for you. You can't do both. You can't be a big time rapper and think you're gonna be in Chicago. It's not gonna work for you. You name me a big time rapper that had a successful career being in Chicago. You ain't gonna hear too many people. People make it out and go back, but don't nobody stay in Chicago and make it out. Don't nobody stay in Detroit as a big time rapper and make it out. Don't nobody stay in a lot of these inner cities and make it out, especially if you really in them streets heavy. There's no way you could be in the streets heavy and you think you're gonna be making it in Chicago and be a successful rapper. It's not gonna work. Von left, and Von was in the streets heavy, and Von realized he had to go to the A and get right. Yeah, he was coming back, but he moved to Atlanta, and Von was one of the biggest artists to come out of the rack and was one of the heaviest people in Chicago. Even he left. Reese didn't leave. You see, well, Reese be back and forth, but you see, Reese got into a lot of issues being in Chicago, whether it's law enforcement or, you know, other unfortunate situations, you know. Lil Reese the same way. Lil Bibby, successful. He left, signed Juice World, you know, blew up, you know, got a label deal with Columbia Records and Interscope, you know, making millions of dollars. Signed, what's that other dude, the rapper from Australia, Lil Bibby signed? What's his name? I forgot, but it's another big time artist Lil Bibby signed. But yeah, Lil Bibby left, you know? A lot of artists, man, you gotta leave. You see Lil JoJo, you know? It's unfortunately a lot of artists we see like that. It just don't go well. Because they want to stay in Chicago. And it ain't gonna work. It ain't no way. You show me a successful artist that stayed in the trenches in Chicago and made it out. You show me one artist that stayed in the trenches in Chicago and made it out. You show me. There ain't too many. All the big time artists leave Chicago. Kanye, Common, Lil Durk, Chief Keef. You know, you ain't really got to even keep going. Michelle Obama left. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody leave. And Michelle Obama grew up in O Block, you know? She left. So it's like, you're going to keep seeing people keep blowing up and trying to stay in Chicago, and it ain't going to go well for them, you know? You know, because it's too real. Lil Reese, yeah. But you see Lil Reese, he done had a lot of incidents, a lot of run-ins in Chicago. So he be in Chicago a little bit too much for a person that moved out, because he be in a lot of incidents, you know? I just don't know a successful rapper that made it out of Chicago staying around, because a lot of them dudes is really active. They really in them trenches, really in them streets, you know? It's only so long you're going to be able to have a good day and you really active and you really in them trenches. It ain't no way. Yeah, a lot of them dudes, man. You know, a lot of them dudes. King Louis, he was signed to the Epic Records. You know, Kanye West was shouting him out. You seen what happened to him? He got hit up. His career ain't never really been the same. You know, you're going to see time and time again, like with a lot of these dudes, you know, they career going left. You know, either it went left or unfortunately something that happened and, you know, and they not here. But I ain't never seen too many successful dudes in Chicago. That's how I don't see how Lil Scom thought he can do it. I don't see how Lil Jeff just thought he could do it. I don't see it. Y'all dudes doing 5-10 million views a month and y'all want to hang in Chicago. And you see y'all dudes done lost y'all life back to back, 2 weeks apart, and y'all best friends. You know? Like, I just don't see it. Everybody made it out. You see? They done made it out and came back, but they made it, they left to make it out. Von left. You see, and Von was, you know, allegedly what they say, Von was him, you know? Even Von left. He was coming back, but he had a whole crib in the A. Dirt left, he got a whole crib, started a whole family in the A. Herb got a whole family in Cali. Fabulous, his stepdad. You get what I'm saying? Lil Bibby, he left. Like, Common, he left. Twister, he left. Dwayne Wade, he left. Like, Derrick Rose, he left. Like, all the famous people then left. All the famous people that had made it out of Chicago and got big, they done left Chicago. You can't tell me too many successful people stayed around Chicago and made it out. You tell me. From the celebrities to the rappers to everybody left. And if they didn't leave, I bet you it didn't go right for them. Look at Driller. He had a whole 051 Driller, had so much fame and potential. He stuck around, you know, just did 11 years in prison. He stuck around. You see what happened to him? He locked up again. Tay Savage got out, signed a deal with Empire. He tried to stick around. See, he got locked up again. So it's like, you name me somebody that was successful. I can guarantee you they ain't successful and being able to be in Chicago. King Von made it out of Chicago. He moved out of Chicago. And as you can see, if he would have stayed out of Chicago, he lost his life for other reasons. But, you know, as we can hear, he brought up in a lot of other things, you know. A lot of them dudes. Keith been left. Keith left from the beginning. You know, Juice WRLD was a little bit different. You know, he wasn't an active member and stuff like that. He was signed to No Limit, you know, but he wasn't an active member. I don't think Juice WRLD was. Polo G, you see Polo G left. Polo G moved. Hey, good one. Let me pin that, because I dang sure forgot about Polo G. I don't know how I could forget about Polo G. Polo G got a fat crib in LA. Y'all seen his $1 million worth of game? That man had about $10 million worth of cars outside, on top of a $10 million mansion. Polo G living good right now in Cali. I hope his brother get out trench, baby, you know. But he living good right now in Cali, you know. He got some couple family issue things going on in the public, but you know, he living good right now. Polo G living good. Y'all subscribe to the channel. Yeah, Polo G made it out. I don't know what happened to Lou Fo. He was one of the biggest up-and-coming artists out of the west side of Chicago. I don't know what happened to him. You know, rest in peace, Fulio. Fulio should have stayed out of Florida too. So it's like, you see, people just lose their life, not want to leave. Smirk been left. Rico Reckless, I think Rico Reckless stayed in Texas. Rico Reckless left. Rico Reckless left. Yeah, Polo G, everybody left out of Chicago, because there's no way you could be talking like that and diss it and really be in Chicago. And you see the people that stick around in Chicago, they don't make it out. You see, from the rapper to the street dudes, they don't make it out. You see 757 BA, you know, he got locked up for something, an old situation. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people go down in Chicago. A lot of people don't make it out. And BA was the one. You know what I'm saying? And BA was the one. And BA was hot. You know? Free BA. You know, it's so many dudes in Chicago, because I'm tapped in with the music scene. It's so many dudes in Chicago that's locked up or then lost their life because they didn't want to leave Chicago. We just lost another one. You know, the music industry, we just lost another one. Lil Scom89, man, he was on fire. And his own homies backdoored him. That's how serious it is in Chicago. That's how serious it is with them gangs in Chicago. That's how real it is. That's how fast you can lose your life hanging around the wrong person that want to backdoor you. And now everybody in Chicago coming out saying the same thing, like, dang, that's sad they did that to Shorty. He was the one. They backdoored him. That's crazy. Like, come on, because they know too. They know, yeah, Billionaire Black, I said him already. Billionaire Black moved to Vegas. And he been successful ever since. King Yella, despite what people say, He been successful in Vegas. FYBJ Main, he's successful in Las Vegas. Everybody leave out of Chicago if you want to be successful. The people that stick around and think they're going to have a rap career, we keep seeing them lose their life. You know, Lil Jeff just lost his life a few weeks ago. He was another on fire rapper. You know, lost his life unfortunately. 2 weeks later, his best friend, you know. So y'all show me a successful rapper that stayed in Chicago and made it, and that ain't locked up or something like that. It's impossible, man, because it's too much going on. It's too much going on. It's really like that. It's too much going on. It's too much going on. Yeah, Twista made it, but Twista left Chicago too. Everybody leaves Chicago that blow up. From entertainers, the athletes, Dwayne Wade left, Derrick Rose left. Like, well, Derrick Rose got traded, but everybody leaves Chicago. If you want to be successful, you got to. Cole Bennett, one of the biggest cameramans in the world, he left Chicago. Juice WRLD, he left Chicago. He just came back. And that's when he had his accident at the airport. But Juice WRLD wasn't staying in Chicago when that happened. Probably got family members. Yeah, that King Von thing that they leaked, that was sad to see. I seen it. Yeah, you right about that, Reg OTF. Why would you stay there? You see, Dirt became the biggest artist, and he left. Keith, big artist, left. Juice WRLD, big artist, left. Cole Bennett, best cameraman out, left. Like, so many artists left. Yee, left. Global icon, Kanye West, left. Common, best lyricist, left. Like, everybody leaves Chicago. Herb, left. Under one of the most underrated rappers ever, G Herbo, I feel like. I feel like people don't give Herb his credit. He left, started a whole family in California. And you see, the only time Herb get in trouble is when he come back to Chicago. That's the only time Herb ever got arrested, was coming back to Chicago. The 2-3 times Herb got arrested, coming back to Chicago. You see, when he in California chilling with his family, he good. You see Dirt when he in Atlanta, he good. See, a lot of dudes that try to do both. See THF Bezu. He was another artist that was on fire, that was rapping with King Von. But you see him, unfortunately, the streets keep getting locked up. Now Bezu trying to do it. But he started rapping with King Von. But you see the streets. That's how the streets is. You can't do both. You know? You see Lil Mister. He another artist. Lost his life, that was on fire. Lost his life. Lil JoJo. He started a whole movement. He lost his life probably that same year. So it's like, it's so many people that done lost their life trying to stay in Chicago and rap. They trying to beef and diss and do all of that and stay in Chicago, and I just don't think it's smart. I don't think it's smart. You know? But hey, to each his own. But y'all show me a successful case of a successful rapper that made it in Chicago and that was rapping and was dissing. You show me a successful rapper. You show me a successful rapper. Because I haven't seen one that made it in Chicago that was dissing and doing all of that. I haven't seen it yet. Y'all tell me. Shout out to Kansas City in this house. Shout out to Curtis Breed. Shout out to Devon Carter. Y'all subscribe to the channel. Shout out to Edward Cooper. You funny. Even R. Kelly left. Yeah, Lil Mister was nice, man. I've been following the Chicago music scene for a while, man, since at least 2009, 2010. Lil Mister was hard too, you know? Lil Mister was hard too. He was hard. Muwop. Muwop was hard. I felt like Muwop was the next one up out of O Block, and he was getting that cosign from Dirt. He was on tour with Dirt. I felt like Muwop was next up. But unfortunately, he got tangled up in something that, he got to try to get his way out of. But I felt like Muwop was next. I felt like Muwop was yeah. Shout out to Kodak. Kodak, he on fire, but he ain't from the rack. But shout out to Kodak. JoJo, Mr. Rico, Billionaire, what is that? M Smiles. I don't know who M Smiles is. But yeah, man, it's so many artists. Rondo number 9. You right about that? Rondo number 9 and C-Day, they was both rapping. Rondo number 9 had potential, but he got jammed up in that situation. L.A. Capone, he was next. If Dirt would have had the money and the label that he had back then that he got now, he would have signed Rondo number 9 and L.A. Capone, because they was with him on tour, everything. Definitely can't forget about Rondo number 9. Free Rondo number 9. Rondo number 9 was a beast too. L.A. Capone, he was one of the first artists I was listening to from the drill scene. It's a lot of artists. It's a lot of artists. Y'all subscribe to the channel. And Lil Scom just got added to the list. I don't think OD was a rapper. I don't know. I don't think he was a rapper though. But rest in peace, OD. Rest in peace, King Von. Rest in peace, all the potential rappers and all the dudes that lost their lives to the streets, man. Or free all the dudes that's locked up in the streets, man. That you right. Chief Keef is drill. Y'all seen how Chief Keef dropped after so many years and he just captivated the whole world again. Dirt started shouting him out and all. Like, you right. Keef is drill. Rest in peace, Duck. Duck played a big part in drill too. But yeah, man, Keef is drill. I feel like, yeah, rest in peace, T-Roy. I don't know if T-Roy was a rapper. Yeah, B-Money, yeah, shout out to him too. He had just got signed to Interscope when, unfortunately, he lost his life, But yeah, man, it's a lot of artists, man. Rest in peace, Cap. Yeah, you right about that. Rest in peace, Cap. He was rapping with Keef and them. He had a lot of potential. He was rapping with Keef, Herb and them, So yeah, rest in peace, Cap. Rest in peace, T-Slick. T-Slick just passed away. He was a nice rapper. Rest in peace, T-Slick. A lot of dudes, man. But yeah, man, rest in peace, Duck, man. Rest in peace, Von, man. Rest in peace, all the drill legends, man, that came out of Chicago, man. Because it's been an honor, man, to listen to all of y'all, man. Y'all subscribe to the channel. Rest in peace, Lil JoJo, all of them, man. I just don't know too many people that have been successful in Chicago. And Lil Scom tried it, and unfortunately it didn't go well. He thought he can play hoods and hang with different hoods and different people, and unfortunately it didn't go well for him, And it's sad to say, because he had so much potential, and I felt like he was about to get signed before the end of this year, All he had to do is just keep grinding and stay down, Rest in peace, Vaughn, too, man. Rest in peace, XXXTentacion, even though he ain't from there, too. That man X was doing crazy numbers. Crazy numbers. X got diamond plaques, all of that, Ain't too many artists gonna ever say they got a diamond plaque. And he probably got a couple of them, X. It's unfortunate, he lost his life, But X was, he was going up at a rate that was crazy. They tried to block him, when the situation happened with that lady, you know, but his fans was loyal to him, you know. Gonna be hard, man, for you to stay in these inner cities and have a successful career, man, and really be active and be in these streets. It's gonna be hard. We keep seeing people getting locked up. They trying to stay in their hoods, their section. They don't want to show dudes that they scared or none of that. None of that. That's why when I talk to rappers, like when I be hollering at Bando KD and Lil Y, I be telling them like, man, y'all gotta leave Chicago, man. Like, I get it, man. You know, it's jumping out on the limb, but if you want to be successful, man, you gotta leave. That's what I tell Lil Y and Bando KD all the time. Like, y'all gotta leave Chicago. Like, every time I ever interviewed a rapper from Chicago, that's the first thing I ask them, like, how is it for you moving around Chicago with you having the name? Like, and I done interview O Block, I done interview 63rd, I done interview people on the east side of Chicago, I done interview people all over, bloggers, all type of stuff I done interviewed. And I ask them all the same thing, you know, how is it moving around Chicago having a name, you know? And they all say the same thing, it ain't easy, you know? A lot of these dudes think it's sweet, man. You see what happened in Florida with Fulio and them, you know? They sticking around, Fulio and Ace sticking around Florida and coming back to Florida, and you see they, you know, I believe they about to get brought down. They about to get hit so hard with a Rico, it ain't even funny. But those dudes want to stick around and they want to stay around Florida and don't want to leave. And you see, it ain't going well for dudes, you know? We keep seeing it, you know? Y'all want to keep taking everything for granted, for joke. Y'all think y'all gonna have a successful career and be in Chicago and be rapping and be dissing, and you think you're gonna be riding around in all these different hoods, and I don't think Chicago the place to do that in. I wouldn't recommend you do that in no type of area, no type of hood or none of that. Like, you actually beefing with people, and then you think you're gonna be going to different hoods. That's what Lil Scom messed up. That's what Lil Scom messed up, man. Lil Scom messed up, man, aligning himself with people, man, that he thought he could trust, man, and they backdoored him to the ops, man. And his own mama said that online. And if your mama come out and make a statement and say that, you gotta know it's true. And she's saying that she talked to him 10 minutes before it happened. That's clear date that his own homies did that, or whoever he was around that he thought was his homies. You know? And that's crazy because, you know, this guy got, hold on, let me show y'all, let me show y'all how many views this guy got on. Hold on, let me look it up right now. Hold on. Show y'all how many views this guy got, how big this guy was. Y'all subscribe to the channel. That man, him and his homie Lil Jeff, man, them dudes was doing numbers on YouTube. Them dudes doing they got videos on here with 3-4 million views. Like, that's crazy. And y'all dudes want to stick around Chicago. Like, we pop up. As soon as you type in Lil S, it pop right up. Hold on. Let me show y'all some of his numbers. Okay. One of his videos he released 6 months ago called Nightcrawler got 1.6 million views. One of his videos he released 3 weeks ago got over 300,000 views. You know, an interview that somebody just dropped got 22,000. In 22 hours got 74,000. Another video got 124. Another one got 700,000. Another one got 400,000, another one 900,000, another one 600,000. Let me see how much that is. That's just 30K. Like, come on, man, this dude was doing numbers, man. This dude was doing numbers. That's at least about 6-7 million worth of views I just named right there. You know, and I didn't even go all the way deep on his page, you know. That dude was doing numbers on YouTube, man. He really had a lot, man. You don't just be doing 1.6 million views 300,000 in 2 weeks. You don't do them type of views if you ain't got no audience or somebody ain't listening to you. Them ain't no type of numbers you could just wake up and do. You got to have a core fan base and all of that. People got to know who you is. You don't just wake up and do them type of numbers. 300,000 in a week and a half, 1.6 million in 3 months. Like, come on, man. This man got millions of views on YouTube. Like, he had a lot to lose. Like, he shouldn't have been playing around in Chicago like that, man. He played a dangerous game, man, and I don't think that was a smart decision that he made, you know. And unfortunately, I feel like that was the reason why he not here, man. And I feel like his moms even know it, you know. That's why she came out and said it. You know, everybody know it. You know? Everybody know it. You know? He played a sticky situation. That was a sticky game to play, man. That was a sticky situation to be in, man. My condolences go out to his mother. You know, I know she going through it right now. I'm pretty sure more than likely she gonna close off his funeral and not allow nobody to be there, probably besides family. You know, because at this point, you know, you probably can't trust none of his friends. You know, if you know he just was around some of his friends and that happened, you know, yeah. KTS Vaughn, he was a rapper, didn't make it. Lil Mark was the same way, didn't make it. Shells, he was the same way, didn't make it. Yeah, I followed all those dudes. Vaughn and Dre didn't make it. Two brothers, neither one of those dudes made it. You know, the streets in Chicago ain't no joke. You know, I'm tapped in, I'm tuned, I got sources all over. I done did so many interviews with people from so many different hoods in Chicago. It's crazy, man. Rest in peace, Dex Osama. He from the city. He from Detroit. He ain't from Chicago. Rest in peace, Lil Snoop. If you talk about Meek Mill artists, yeah, rest in peace to him. He lost his you know, he lost his life young. You know, he had a lot of potential. Rest in peace to K.I. If K.I. would have been a rapper, man, she would have had a lot of fans. If K.I. would have been a rapper, man, she would have had a lot of fans, man. You know, but unfortunately, you know, things didn't play out that way. But she would have definitely had a nice career. I feel like she would have. If K.I. would have been rapping, she would have had a fire career. She would have had a fire career. You know, but in order to make it out of Chicago, man, you got to lead them. You got to leave the streets alone, man. You got to leave Chicago. You can't do both. You know, we see the biggest artists left Chicago. They come back, you know, but they main resident ain't in Chicago no more. It's impossible. How you think you're gonna be actively in the trenches and you're gonna be beefing and you're gonna have a career? It don't work like that. Every day you walk out the house, you're gonna be a target. I don't think that's smart, but hey, to each his own. Y'all youngsters gonna keep trying it, and we gonna see it keep not working. You know, we can name at least two. Yeah, rest in peace, Big A too. You know, I don't know if Big A was rapping, but rest in peace, O Block Big A. You know, yeah, it was a lot of people, you know, that was rapping, and it didn't work. Either they got locked up, or unfortunately that, you know. For real, man, if K.I. would have been rapping, man, Kyra would have been one of the biggest, probably one of the biggest female artists, man. Because everybody gonna believe her story. You know, ain't no who gonna say she capping or something like that. You know, ain't nobody gonna try her probably besides the people that, you know, dislike her, you know, but a lot of people wouldn't have tried Kyra. You know, the fans would have loved her, you know, if she would have been rapping. We talk about her now, and it's about 10, 15 years later, you know. That lets you know the type of impact that she had in Chicago, you know. A lot of the world still is in disbelief that a female could be so savage like that around all those dudes, you know. But a lot of the people that I talk to in Chicago, you know, they say some of the stories, all of the stories ain't true, but they say a lot of the stories is true. She was like that. But they say a lot of the stuff is overhyped with her, you know. Shout out to Fredo. I don't know how I forgot Fredo. Let me pin that. Appreciate you. I don't know how I forgot about that. Rest in peace, Fredo. I don't know how I forgot about Fredo. Rest in peace, Fredo. Fredo made it out too. Unfortunately, you know, things happen in California, you know. Rest in peace, Fredo. I don't know how I forgot about Fredo. Appreciate that one. I don't know how I forgot about Fredo. Yeah, Fredo made it out too. He was another one. Took his talents to California and made it out. He ain't stick around Chicago. Yeah, he came back and all of that, but he ain't stick around Chicago. He got his money and he dipped. You know, that's how I don't see how a lot of these dudes think that they gonna, you know, think that they gonna be actively beefing and staying in Chicago. I don't think it's gonna work. You know, I would advise anybody to leave Chicago. It ain't gonna go how you think it's gonna go. You know, that's a dangerous situation. You know, you an active member and you really get down and you really get busy and you trying to stay in Chicago. I don't think that's smart. Billionaire Black smart. He moved to Vegas. You know, he got up out of there. You know, got a good podcast. You know, making money off of music, interviews. You know, he's smart. King Yella smart too. They call King Yella goofy, but King Yella making $50,000-$60,000 a month, talking on the internet. So who the goofy? The people talk about him still broke in Chicago, or him living his best life with his kids and his family in Las Vegas. FYBJ Maine too. He's smart. He started this pushing peace movement, and he was already in Vegas, but he blowing up on the internet. You know, he one of the biggest figures on the internet right now as far as YouTube. I got to give FYBJ Maine his credit, you know. You know, but it's a lot of artists. Blood Money too. You know, he should have left. You know, he shouldn't have been around. Just signed your deal with Interscope. Why you hanging around Chicago? Like, you should have been in California with Chief Keef in that big mansion. Cap too. Cap shouldn't have been in Chicago. He should have been in that big mansion with Keef too. A lot of them dudes, you know. If Rondo #9 and C-Day would have waited, you know, and LA would have made it, they'll be signed to OTF right now. Rondo be signed, LA Capone be signed, both of them be signed to OTF right now. Dirk was pushing LA Capone and Rondo #9 so heavy in the beginning, it's crazy. I thought they all was from the same neighborhood, how much he was pushing them. You know, if those dudes was alive, man, those dudes would be signed to OTF right now. I can guarantee you that. I can guarantee you they be. Shout out to FBG Butter. You know, a lot of people say a lot of stuff about FBG Butter, but at the end of the day, he making a lot of money to do these interviews, you know, to entertain us, because that's all he doing is entertaining us. So, so shout out to FBG Butter. He doing his thing on the internet. I was talking up with him a couple months ago about to do an interview with him. I never made it happen, but shout out to Butter. Butter doing his thing too. You know? A lot of them dudes in the rack doing their thing, man, but they left out of Chicago to do it. You know? I wish Duck would have left. Duck could be so big right now, it's crazy. All Duck was only thing Duck was missing was that main a big cosign or a big feature. Because he already had his section of Chicago. Chicago already, up north already knew who he was. You know, all he had to do was keep spreading his, you know, if Duck would have signed to the right artist instead of signing to Sony, I feel like, man, he would have had a real chance to make it, man. Like how Von signed to Lil Durk. Durk plugged in with Gunna, Future, 21, you know, Mike Will, Meek Mill, all them dudes. That's what Duck should have did. You know, Sony, he signed to Sony, and Sony, after so long, they stopped putting their money behind him, you know. But if he'd have signed to an artist that was plugged in and connected, you know, I feel like Duck could have really made some noise, you know. But he did make a big hit, a big platinum hit with Slide, you know. That went platinum, you know, so he the first one from over that side to have a platinum song, so you got to give him his credit, you know. He did his thing. He did his thing. You got to definitely give him his credit. Y'all subscribe to the channel. He definitely did his thing. Duck definitely did his thing when he was here. He just ain't had the support in the industry. And he thought signing to Sony was gonna be that big machine that he needed, but Sony gotta believe in you and they still gotta put money behind you. They wasn't putting money behind them. His mom's about to release an album though. She is about to release an album. His mom is releasing an album for Duck. Ruger, let me pin that. I forgot about Ruger. Shout out to Ruger. They say Ruger let the GDs in the dough. Shout out to Ruger. He doing his thing too. He made it out of Chicago. That's Duck cousin. So yeah, shout out to Ruger. He made it out. Shout out to Ruger. But yeah, man, it's not too many successful artists, man, that is stuck around Chicago and have made it. You see they hitting Chicago heavy with Ricos. They trying to take old block down, this block down, all these, like, come on, man. I don't see how people sticking around. Ain't no way I'll be sticking around the wreck and I got motion or I could do something else. Ain't no way. I don't think that's smart because I don't see too many successful people that was able to do it, you know? And Duck was the biggest rapper in Chicago. So if it didn't work for him, you know it ain't gonna work for you. And he was one of the biggest artists. So if it didn't work for him, you know it ain't gonna work for you. You know it ain't gonna work. Yeah, Jeff. Yeah, Jeff, man. Yeah, Jeff was he was on fire, man. Yeah, BH Jeff, man, he was hard. I just don't want to say the real name, but yeah, man, he was on fire. Yeah, he was on fire. Him and Lil Scom89, man, they had something, man. They was doing millions of views on YouTube. I'm talking millions of views. Millions of views. All they had to do, man, was get out of Chicago. That's all they had to do was just leave Chicago. But they was doing views. When I say they was doing millions of views, I'm talking about they was doing millions of views on there. I know Lil Jeff and Lil Scoom89 was about to get signed by the end of this summer. Rest in peace, OTF Nunu. Let me pin that. I be knowing. I forgot about him. OTF Nunu too. Unfortunately, he lost his life too. You know, French Montana had him and Dirk up under his wing when he was about to sign Dirk. He was invested in Nunu too. So yeah, shout out to OTF Nunu. Boss Top too. Unfortunately, Boss Top just keep getting locked up. You know. But yeah, man, Lil Scom, man, he had a lot of potential, man, but his homies just backdoored him, man. And that's sad, man. That's crazy, man. His homies just backdoored him, man. That dude has so much potential, man. If y'all go on his YouTube right now and type in Lil Scom89, y'all look at all them views he got, y'all gonna be like, oh yeah, he was about to make it. And his music was nice. But trying to stick around Chicago and be in the mix and all of that, it didn't go good for him. Shout out to OTF. Rest in peace, OTF Nunu. Rest in peace, Vaughn. Rest in peace, Duck. Rest in peace, E-Day. Rest in peace, King Louis. Rest in peace. No, King Louis still alive. What I'm talking about, forgive me for that, Louis. Rest in peace, L.A. Capone. You know, rest in peace, Lil Mister. Rest in peace, Lil JoJo. You know, it's a lot of legends we didn't heard coming out of Chicago. A lot of people played. KTS Vaughn. You know, shout out to KTS Vaughn. He was nice. He was ahead of his time a little bit, you know. He was when the drill scene first popped off. You know, he was nice. Shout out to Shells. Shells was hard. You know, Lil Mark. Lil Mark was nice. Shout out to Reese. Of course, Reese. Reese hard. It's a lot of artists, man, that's, you know. But I'm proud of Reese, though. Reese, you can tell Reese grew up a lot. You can tell Reese grew up a lot. But y'all subscribe to the channel. Pappy too. Yeah, Pappy was fire. Yeah, Pappy was on fire, man. Pappy was the one. I can't front to you on that. Pappy was the one. Pappy was fire. I can't front to you on that. Pappy was, yeah, young Pappy was fire. I can't front to y'all on that. He was. He was. Lil JoJo was on fire too. He just was a little ahead of his time. Lil JoJo was on fire too. You know, 757 Mono. He was hard too. You know, unfortunately got locked up doing 20 years. You know, in Minnesota, but he was on fire too. 757 Mono. BA too. Unfortunately locked up. He was hard too. Juice might be the biggest to ever come out of there. He up there with Kanye, if you ask me, Juice WRLD. You gotta be careful who you hang around though. That Chicago scene is real serious. Those dudes is real active. They is not playing. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. Rest in peace, FBG Cash. I forgot about him. Let me pin that. Rest in peace. Hold on, let me pin that. Reg OTF. Let me pin it. I forgot about FBG Cash. You know, he lost his life too. You know, somebody said Melly on here a little bit early. Melly too. You know, a lot of people. Shout out to THF Lil Law. He one of the hardest right now in Chicago. Shout out to Von off 1700. He hard. Bando KD, Lil Y from M Block. He hard. You know, JB Bin Laden. He hard. Rack Baby. He hard. You know, they got a lot of good rappers in Chicago. I follow their music scene. They got a lot of good rappers out of there. Chicago saving no jumper. If y'all really pay attention, that's the only people Adam 22 want to interview. That's how big. That's how you know that Chicago scene so big. If somebody all the way on the West Coast, that's all Adam 22 keep interviewing the Chicago rappers because their story's so intriguing. That's all he want to interview. That's all Adam 22 want to interview in Chicago. That's all he want to interview. That lets you know. Chicago saved No Jumper page. Because that he don't really talk about too much of the West Coast stuff as much as he talk about Chicago. He don't have West Coast guests that's on there as much as he be having Chicago no more. You know, shout out to 051 Driller. Driller, man, he wanted to be a crash out artist. Who does 10, 11 years and locked up and then rushing to get out, man, to run into a brick wall again. He was trying to get all that time back that he missed. He got out, he dissing like it was nothing, like he act like he just wasn't locked up. And you see what happened. He was rushed to get that 10, 11 years back. And you see what, unfortunately, what happened, where he ended up back at. Hold on, somebody said something else. Rest in peace, T. Roy. Much love from Spain. Appreciate that. Y'all subscribe to the channel. Yeah, man. They should have left that alone. Should have left that alone, man. Should have left them streets alone. Y'all dudes trying to stay. Y'all trying to be yeah. Shout out to C. Dot Honcho. Yeah, he hard. OTF Newski, we talked about him. Billionaire, we talked about him. Man, Kiddo, yeah, Kiddo, man. Kiddo was going up, man. Like, he was going up, man. But he was in a rush to get that 10, 11 years back that he missed. And he just was moving like he ain't on papers or he ain't got this restriction and that, and unfortunately it cost him. And I feel like he could have put Young Money on the map because he was doing numbers. He doing 300,000-400,000 in a month. Like, he doing good numbers. Like, it's some rappers, big time rappers ain't really doing that. Yeah, Kiddo crashed out. He crashed out. He crashed out. Kiddo crashed straight out. But I believe they say he coming home at the beginning of 2025. So hopefully he get it right this time. Oh yeah, Von on 1700. Yeah, he's a crash out waiting to happen. Von on 1700. He a good rapper, man, but he's a crash out case waiting to happen. Like, he too eager to prove himself. Like, he gotta let it be known. Like, it is what it is. Lil Fats. Yeah, let me pin that too. Lil Fats was an okay rapper, but he crashed out too. Lil Fats, he crashed out major. He crashed out major, Lil Fats. Like, it ain't even no cap. Lil Fats crashed out so major. It ain't even. But yeah, Von on 1700, he's a crash out waiting to happen. Like, he just be talking too crazy. Like, I get it. Like, it's so much that you could talk about, you know, and it got to still be proven. But, you know, dude just act like he could say whatever. Like, Von on 1700 be tripping. He say whatever comes to his mind. Oh, let me pin that too, Daytona. I forgot about that. I forgot about Prince Dre. Prince J been holding it down for the O. Shout out to Prince Dre. Shout out to Prince Dre. I forgot about Prince J, Boss Top, and S Dot. Yeah, we talked about Boss Top. We forgot about S Dot. S Dot been rapping a long time. Like, he started off rapping with Chief Keef and all of that. Like, S Dot been rapping a long time. He been rapping a long time. Butter, hey, I'm proud of Butter for getting his money. Despite what people say, ain't nobody in his shoes. He did what he did. He getting that money. Butter getting that money off them interviews. King Louis, I'm trying to tell you, at a point in time, King Louis and Chief Keef was almost neck to neck coming out of Chicago. He signed a deal with Epic, and Kanye West was shouting out King Louis. King Louis had a real good, bright future, man. Unfortunately, you know, he stuck around Chicago, and, you know, and I don't know what he's doing right now, if he's still releasing music, but, you know, his buzz died down, you know, a lot compared to what it used to be. But yeah, King Louis, man, he was that one. Pappy too, we talked about Pappy too. Pappy was the one. Pappy was hard too. You know, unfortunately, you know, Pappy lost too long. Katie got bands. Yeah, I remember her back in the day. She was hard. Let me pin that. I remember Katie got bands. Let me pin that. He coming up with some good ones. Daytona. I forgot about. We said E-Day. I said E-Day already. I forgot about Tay 600. Tay 600 was a nice rapper. I can't believe he don't really release music like that no more. He more into the podcasting and all of that. But yeah, he was the one. Like, he was the one. He was the one. But yeah, shout out to THF Lil Law. And like, I feel like if I had to say one artist, like, if I could sign one artist, no, because Bando KD and Lil Y, I like them too. But if I had to sign a few artists, you know, it'd definitely be Lil Y. I mean, THF Lil Law. He nice. Lil J, let me pin that. I forgot about Lil J, despite what everybody said about Lil J. You know, Lil J made his contribution to the drill scene in Chicago. And a lot of, despite what people say, you know, them Respect the Unexpected tapes, you know, I did listen to them too. Shout out to Mellow Bucks. Mellow Bucks, one of the, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Mellow Bucks, man, she rap like, man, like she ain't got nothing to lose. Like, I like the way Mellow rap. Mellow Bucks is she it. Shout out to Blazing Doll too. Shout out to Monty G. You know, it's a lot of up and coming female artists. Shout out to Cashmere. Shout out to Mari Blaze. You know, it's a lot of female artists in Chicago making some noise. Lil Lil B from Chicago? I thought he was from LA. Yeah, shout out to, yeah, you right about that. Young and Ace too, he'll crash out too. Lil JoJo, yeah. Lil Mark, yeah. Lil Mark was fired too. Y'all keep naming the artists. I'm reading them. What up for show? Subscribe to the channel, everybody. I don't know, man. THF Zoo, he started rapping with King Von, man. He was supposed to be as big as Von, but a lot of his legal issues got into the way. But he back rapping now, THF Zoo, but he ain't got the buzz like he had when he first came out. But still getting money. Shout out to Famous Rich. Yeah, Famous Rich. People say he goofy, but he making money off YouTube, so I respect him. I can't call nobody no goofy that's getting money and taking care of his family. That's real man stuff. That ain't goofy stuff. Shout out to Gino Marley. Yeah, I remember Gino Marley. He used to be with Fredo Santana and them. I remember him. Yeah, he was all right. Lil Wet just threw his whole career away. You know, he done. They bumped him with a switch. They say they ran up in his crib and they saw him trying to toss it on the roof, and they ran on the roof and got the switch. So yeah, it ain't looking too good for Lil Wet. And that's what the police said. Yeah, rest in peace, Fredo. Fredo was him too. It took Fredo a little bit long to get his bars up, but Fredo got it. That's why I respect Fredo. Fredo, he ain't just wait on Chief Keef. He got in the studio himself. I respect Dirt for that too. Dirt didn't sit and just wait on Keef. I respect Lil Reese. Lil Reese did the same thing. Duty Low. Yeah, I heard he from Kanker Keef though. But shout out to Duty Low. Y'all subscribe to the channel. Yeah, shout out to Pac-Man too. I never heard Pac-Man, but I heard his legacy. But shout out to Pac-Man. Rest in peace, Pac-Man. Let me pin that. Yeah. They say he the first one that invented the word and all of that. But they say Keith the one that brought it to the mainstream. But they say he was the one that first came up with the term like, oh, I'm making drill music. They say Pac-Man was. I could be right, I could be wrong, but that's at least what majority of Chicago say. But they say Keith was the first one to bring it to the forefront. For sure. Who is that? Who is you? But yeah, man, shout out to, send my condolences out to Lil Scom family, man. Unfortunately, it was a sad situation. For sure, who's you? Oh, okay. Hey, let them know what's going on in Jacksonville, cuz, since you on here. My cousin right here named For Sure. Hey, For Sure, tell them what's going on in Jacksonville right now. Yeah, tell them what's going on in Jacksonville right now, For Sure. This is my peoples from Jacksonville. Let everybody in the comment section know what's going on right now. And give us an update on what's going on in Jacksonville. Oh. This not Lil. Okay. Yeah, I see you, big cuz. Shout out to my cousin. Y'all go follow him, man. But yeah, man, I thought you was Lil Mar. Yeah, you already know. Shout out to Detroit. You already know that. But yeah, man, it's a lot of Lil Mouse. Let me pin that. I forgot about Lil Mouse. Yeah, Lil Mouse, man, he was on fire. I ain't gonna lie to you. He was one of the first ones rapping. He was like 8, 9 rapping. Appreciate that, cuz. I appreciate that so much. Appreciate the love. Y'all go follow For Sure. That's my peoples. I thought it was his son. His son in Jacksonville right now. I was gonna ask him to give us an update on what's going on. But yeah, I forgot about Lil Mouse. Lil Mouse had a crazy run, and he started off rapping like 8, 9 years old. Yeah, he had a crazy run. Move, 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 move. All right, everybody see you. Move. Get out of here. Move. SD, yeah, SD had a good run with Keith and them, but he just disappeared and like quit putting out music. I don't know what happened to SD. He had a good run in the beginning with Glow Gang and them. I don't know what happened to him. P Rico, P Rico had a good run. I don't know what happened to him. Shout out to my people in New York. Roy, yeah, you right, Roy. Lil Bibby was on fire too. But he jumped on the executive side and made way more money. He signed Juice World and he signed a dude from Australia that blew up, you know. So shout out to Lil Bibby, man. He started getting that money. No, SD had them bars. I just don't know what happened to him. SD had them bars. He was lyrical. I remember him. He had that Life of a Savage, all of that. Yeah, rest in peace, Mob Scrap. I don't know if he was a rapper or not, but yeah, I heard about dude too. Man, SD did have bars. Go listen to SD. You crazy. Kid Larray, that's his name. I've been wanting to say that, but I didn't know if it was the right name. You're right. He signed Juice World that came out to be a big time star, and he signed the Australian kid, Corey Larray. Kid Larray. Kid Larray, my bad. Corey Larray is the female. Kid Larray. Yeah, that's who he signed. That's who Bibby signed that turned out to be a phenomenal signing too. He sold some junk before Scooter Braun brought him out of his contract. And he got a bag off that too, but yeah, they bought him out of his contract after Juice World passed. So he ain't technically signed to Lil Bibby no more, but he still got projects that was released up under there. But I bet you Bibby got paid off of future his future projects. I bet you Lil Bibby get paid off, but that was his name, Kid Leroy. Kid Leroy. That's who Lil Bibby signed. He signed him and Juice World. And if you think about it, them is two big signees. Juice World and himself probably didn't generated $100 million. I know Corey Leray done generated about 30 because he got some hits and he's pop. You know, that's why Scooter Braun won him. Scooter Braun really only want pop. He got Justin Bieber, Ariana Grande, you know, so he threw him right in the mix, you know. They wanted him quick. Yeah, can't forget about Cap. We said him too, but yeah, can't forget about Cap. Kid Leroy. Okay, Kid Leroy, my bad. They said pronounce it right, my bad. Kid Leroy. My bad. My bad. But yeah, man. I got some, yeah, rest in peace, Shells. Shells was hot too. I gotta give him to that. He was a nice rapper, you know, but you know the street stuff, you know it can't do both in Chicago. Can't be no active member and think you're gonna be. It ain't gonna work like that. Especially not in Chicago. You see it just happened to Lil Scoom89. That man doing millions of views. He really doing the views now that he gone. But that man was doing millions of views, man, and he trying to kick it in Chicago, man. And you got more to lose than anybody you could pull up on. Or anybody that could pull up on, you got more to lose than anything. You know, you got a chance to sign a multi-million-dollar record recording deal, you know, and you want to hang out in Chicago with people, you know, and you lined yourself up with some people that was untrustworthy, man, and that's sad that, you know, that's happened, you know. Yeah, KTS Dread, I heard about that, you know, that made national news, you know. They say dude got, you know, coming out of Cook County. Yeah, they say that happened to him 64 times. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, shout out to Ball Out, EBK Juvie, y'all. Yeah, both of them. Ball Out, he ain't really released no music in a while. EBK Juvie, I ain't really heard nothing from him really since he been home. But before he was, yeah, he was definitely doing this thing. He was definitely doing this thing. Y'all subscribe to the channel. Yeah, yeah, Shells, man, he was on one. He went at No Limit a little too hard. He was on one. Y'all subscribe to the channel. I don't be wanting to end the live. Because I be having so much of a good conversation with y'all, I don't be wanting to end the live. Yeah, you talking about OJ 300, or yeah, was it 300 OJ or something like that? Yeah, he was nice too. He was rapping with Dirt. Oh yeah, you right, man. I forgot about FBG, Young, and Dutchy, man. How could I forget them, man? Let me pin that. I forgot about Young and Dutchy, man. I forgot about Young and Dutchy, man. How could I forget about Young and Dutchy? How could I forget about Young and Dutchy, man? They paved the way for a lot of people, man. Yeah, EBK Juvie, he used to go hard, but I never really heard nothing from him since he been home, really. Since he been home, I ain't really heard nothing from him. I gotta keep it real with you. I ain't really heard too much from him. I ain't really heard too much from him. Wooski, let me pin that. I forgot about Wooski. You know, Wooski had unfortunate situations, and you know his career may never be the same, but he can still release music. I did an interview with his brother Big Mike. It's on my page right now. I'm still trying to edit it and release clips. I know it's been a while. I've been holding it for a minute, at least about 3 months. I've been holding it, but I'm releasing it. But I did an interview with Wooski brother Big Mike. It's on my page right now. Y'all can go check it out. Y'all can go check it out right now if y'all want to. I interviewed Wooski brother Big Mike, the one that they said told on King Von and all of that. Y'all subscribe to the channel. Shout out to Bands. What was his name? EBMGM Bands, whatever his name was. Shout out to him too. You know the Caucasian guy that was rapping, EBMGM Bands, whatever his name was. He was fired too. He had a nice little run. Oh yeah, Big Mike hard. That one song he dropped was hard. I don't know if he dropped any more, but yeah. E-Dog too. Yeah, E-Dog. Can't forget about E-Dog. Let me pin that. E-Dog and Duke. Yeah, they rap too. Shout out to E-Dog and Free Duke. Mimo too. Hey, nobody said Mimo 600. Mimo 600 hard, despite all the stuff he be getting into. Mimo 600 nice. I like Mimo 600 music. I ain't gonna cap to you. I like Mimo 600 music. Mimo got the flow, I'm trying to tell you. And his beats be crazy. He always makes some crazy type beats. He don't just do drill beats. He do like Mexican type beats and stuff, like party, like jitting type beats and stuff. Shout out to my boy Mr. Daft Life Music and from South Africa. Forgive me. Tay Savage was nice too. Yeah, he just got caught up in some bull. But yeah, Tay Savage nice. Somebody said, Mr. Haystack say Run DMC and Beastie Boys. Yeah, you talking about legends right there. Oh, I forgot about Breezy. How I forget about 600 Breezy? I don't know how, let me pin that. I don't know how I forgot about 600 Breezy. Yeah, Breezy, whole flow changed. I mess with Breezy. Breezy, he really be rapping. All them George Irvin tapes and all that, yeah, Breezy be rapping. I gotta give Breezy his credit. Breezy be rapping. I definitely gotta give Breezy his credit. I definitely gotta give Breezy his credit. Breezy do be rapping. Who else, man? Y'all name some more. Oh man, let me pin that, man. Ryan Russian, man. You on the road tonight, man. Rest in peace, Zach TV, man. Rest in peace, Zach TV. Zach TV, man. He gave us all the hoods, man, and he was willing to risk his life, man, to show us certain content will go on in Chicago, man. Shout out to Zach TV, man. A legend, man. Yeah, you on one, Ryan Russian. Yeah, he a legend in the drill scene. You can't mention drill in Chicago and not mention Zach TV. He gave us a real inside exclusive on what goes on in the hood. Like, when a lot of bloggers and cameramans were scared to pull up on them dudes, Zach TV was really going to those hoods and he was messing with everybody. It didn't matter who it was. So yeah, rest in peace, Zach TV. That's a good one. Yeah, rest in peace, Zach TV, man. That was a good one right there. For real, man, the legend. Zach TV, a legend, man, for real. For real. But I feel like, man, no lie to you, man, Lil Scom was going to be that. Lil Scom was next, man. And that's sick, and that's crazy, man, that he got backdoored by his own homies, man. Man called his mama, man, and they backdoored that man. Called his mama and tried to warn her and let him know what was going on. 10, 11 minutes later, they backdoored him. That's crazy. He was gonna be next. I'm trying to tell y'all, him and Lil Jeff was gonna be next. Him and Lil Jeff is about to be next. Y'all subscribe to the channel. Hold on.